you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders.
Yo, good morning, guys. Okay, little fucking late here. Yikes. My bad. Dude, I had such a fucking awesome day yesterday. So cool. I got to even catch up on the market. I'm a bit unplugged because, I left my house? What? What's up, Christian? Good morning, man. China, good morning. Bonk's sister. All right, I like it. We'll peek at that maybe. Drop King, good morning. Maverick, good morning. I don't think we'll be VPay millionaires today. No, but actually I was chatting with a buddy this morning. I'm like, dude, it's the that stopped all of a sudden. VPay is the perfect again. Christian, good morning. Rocky, good morning. I want to say GMs to my bros. VPay is the perfect project. It's the exact thing we want, man. It's not one of these bullshit ass random dude launches a random AI project that is going to be dead in 3 months. That's what most of virtuals is going to be. It's not a bad thing. It's just what happens. It's just like NFTs, it's like meme coins, like whatever, right? There's a lot of people just launching shit. VPay is different, dude. VPay is the opportunity that virtuals wanted us to have. Find teams who are building something, that are building a product that maybe is going to have some legs. That, remains to be seen. That's what we're hoping for. But a project from guys who have proven to be builders. VPay checks that box. Great guys. We met them yesterday. Great guys. And they give us the opportunity to buy into those teams and bet on those teams early. 170, 80, whatever, 200K FDV. You get to bet on them early. It's like VPay is the perfect project for that. Perfect. It's one of those ones I'm going to roll the dice because I won't be surprised if they're 10 mil in the next 6 months. But that's one of those projects that could be. And when we see the product rolled out, we'll find out if it should be worth 10 mil. As opposed to a lot of stuff that's out there now that I'm pretty sure won't be. Pretty sure. It's the opportunity I want on virtuals. I want a team who can build, who's building an actual product, who's got the chops to build the product. And if I'm out $100 because that's what I rolled the dice with, so be it. But that's a project I could see, again, sometime over this cycle here, especially when the speculative bubble, kind of inflates here, like millions. I think we're going to do well on that. And again, I want to support builders. So millionaires today, doubt it. Would be fucking great, but nah, we'll see. Whole virtuals ecosystem built. Yeah, basically, Rocky, right? Like they have some Solana projects, some of them migrating over to Base. They have a couple of Ethereum, like mainnet projects, Iris, Ithaca Protocol, and I think that's it. It's almost exclusively on Base. I think it's the right spot for them too, because when Base really starts supporting their builders. And look, that part of today's conversation is about these foundations teams that are not supporting their builders. And I don't think Base has done a great job of supporting their builders. So if Base supports their builders, I mean, who are they going to support more than virtuals? Virtual stands to get a ton of traction, a ton of eyeballs because of Base. The flip side of that is what's going on right now on Tezos. Tezos Foundation sucks. I mean, from my perspective, they fucking blow. And right now there's a ton of controversy, backlash, whatever. FxHash is done with mints on Tezos. And man, you kind of split the artist community. We got one of my favorite artists, Zancan. I love this dude. Done with FxHash. He's not going to launch on FxHash now. And you got a lot of artists who are sticking up for FxHash. I stand up for FxHash too. I think the Tezos Foundation's garbage. But anyway, we'll get to that later. The point there is I think Base is going to put a ton of support behind virtuals. And I think them being on Base is the right move. So yeah, we'll see. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot, man. We had the Genius Act passed the House this week and signed into law yesterday. The biggest, we can call that maybe the biggest crypto regulation yet. We had the Clarity Act pass the House, has to pass the Senate still. That's supposed to be by September now, right? That's not an instant thing. So by September. And the same with that anti-CBDC bill. So we got we're cooking, man. We're definitely cooking. We're gonna talk PumpFun today. Token looks like ass. Also, the token's gonna cook. I think people fading it right now. We're just engagement farming on X. That token is going to cook. Pudgy Penguins, a lot of news, man. AI news from Pudgy Penguins too, but also that partnership with PEZ. They announced it a while back, but that sounds like it's coming soon. Still speculation of a McDonald's partnership, but I don't think it's that. I think it's the PEZ thing. There's just stuff going on all over the place. So we should have a good fun stream today. Some conspiracy theory shit. Actually, it's like DMT talk, which nothing beats that. Let me think. Let me just think. Let me just think. I feel like there's something else big going on here. Okay, hang on. I got to reply to the tweet. All right, so I'm like getting involved. I'm going, guys, I'm going to get so fucking vocal on X. I'm not going to cover virtuals much today. I try to not on the weekends, but I do want to point out because VPay, I really like these guys, man. I really liked them. They came on my the Swarm Report show yesterday. And I gave him shit too, by the way. Here's Will. Great guy. I don't disagree with Will's take here, by the way. He's going to be fading the VPay launch. It's live right now. It wraps up at this point, I think, in like an hour. He's not going to commit to there. He's telling people publicly he's not going to because, and he's correct here, the VPay team disappeared here. They disappeared for like a month. And we know that because we watched them, and every day we'd look at the board and who's launching, and VPay is always there, but delayed, and it kept getting pushed back. And I didn't know why. And I tried to reach out to the team, and I couldn't get a hold of them because everybody on the team, their DMs are closed, and the VPay accounts DMs were closed. And I said that to them. I replied to them on X because they said, "Hey, we delayed because we weren't getting support." And I'm like, "How can anybody support you if they can't get a hold of you?" So that's real. That really did happen. Well, we finally chatted after I made that public, right? Replied to them with that. They DM me. We connected. Got them on the show. They're great dudes. I fucking love these guys. But anyway, Will comes out publicly and he's like, dude, I'm not supporting him. I think it's a bad look to disappear, to delay your launch, to say, to go radio silent for, again, over a month. It was probably like 2 months just because you're saying you didn't get enough support. I also agree with Will here. I said that on the show too. I said the exact same thing. I'm like, that's not a great look. It's like you build, doesn't matter who's supporting you, what you're doing. If you believe in your product, you just fucking build and you do the thing. It's a totally fair point. I said the exact same thing. And I also think in this ecosystem where it's like the pumpy, fake, phony bullshit that gets all the attention, it's on the creators to take that extra step and get get the builders a platform. We owe it to them. If we say, and we all say this, I'm sure Will says it too, we want to support the builders, then do it. Take that extra step and support them. Give them like benefit of the doubt. I don't know, allow them to make mistakes. But if somebody's building as opposed to a lot of this bullshit out there, support the builders. Now, the thing with Will too, and I won't stay on this too long, guys, because again, I try to not do too much virtuals on the weekend. As much as I love it, I know you guys are, some of you guys get tired of it. But look, the VPay team tried to get a hold of the virtuals, tried to get a hold of the KOLs like Francis and Will, and they didn't hear back. That to me is what bugs me, right? They reached out to Will. They got one reply. And when VPay replied back, they stopped getting any replies from Will. They poked a few times. They didn't get replies from Will. That's where I'm saying, and look, Will, I think, has a full-time job, and he does this stuff part-time, and he's busy, and he's very good at this. But that's where it's on the content creators here in the virtuals ecosystem to support the builders and don't shit on them because they were feeling like they're getting blackballed, like nobody gave a shit about their project. Like they're real people. And so they spent the last month or 6 weeks or 8 weeks considering if they should go over on Creator Bid, deciding if they should launch elsewhere. There's multiple launch pads now, and that's fair. Everybody's take on this is fair. VPay's take is fair. Will's take is fair. Every side is absolutely fair here. But I wouldn't FUD them, and I wouldn't not bet on them because they went silent during that period. Because if they couldn't get a hold of anybody, and they couldn't, anybody, they told me the names they couldn't get a hold of. They reached out to everybody, all the biggest names. Everybody ignored them. And when they got the chance to come and do this thing publicly and talk about their product, they crushed it. So anyway, that's it. Off of the no more rant, but like they're great. I'm betting on them. I think it's an easy win. Prediction: token goes to 300 to 500K. I don't think I'm not expecting anything crazy out of the gate. But like we said on the show yesterday, don't give a fuck about FDV. Not now. When the product's out and people use it, and if it's got real product market fit and it's solving something and all right, market cap FDV follows. So I'm betting on these guys, and I'm going to play it for the long haul. And I was going to say, I'm not staking my tokens, but I said yesterday, I don't know. Because I think it's going to do really well, and I do want to sell stuff, and I want to support. I don't know. Kind of walk that tightrope. Anyway, there we go, rooting for these guys. And let me just put on the screen. Oh, by the way, they replied back too. They pointed out that, again, they were ignored. Yeah, that they reached out to Will and he didn't reply. Again, this is not a knock on Will. I think he is awesome. Like awesome. And then shout out to well, first off, AG, I'll reply to this, but everybody can come on my show. Everybody, the little devs, the big devs, it's open to everybody, dude. And then Crypto Dude, last point. Crypto Dude, co-founder of Whale Intel. I appreciate the shout out here. He was on the show. Awesome guy. I want to cook with Whale Intel. I use Whale Intel every day. I love those dudes. I'd love to see like our wallet DNA and other data tied in there. So like we got some work to do together. So thank you, dude. Crypto Dude. I like his name. I'm so dumb when I see a word, I just start using it. Like what's that? Like impressionable. But yeah, I like Crypto Dude. Dude, big V1 sales. Oh my God. And I saw some FUD about those too. Of course, we're going to talk V1 punks, but yeah, little tease there. We saw a V1 punk sell for 200 ETH, and we saw a separate one sell for 50 ETH. And they deserved every little single gway that they got out of that. You know what I mean? Crypto Phasia, great to see you, man. I had a great chat with Q 2 days ago. I mean, I love that dude. Like, I love that dude. I love him, and I love Biggie. Like, they're real friends. I've made a lot of friends here in the space, and there's just some that are like you know what? It's weird. Like, I could talk to Q like he's family, like, or a brother. Like, it's just us maybe doing that content together for 6 months or however long it was. Like, you just like, it's like you just bond. It's kind of different. Love it. I love those guys. I know their show. I mean, I think they took a break from their show, and I can't wait to see them get the shit rocking again. Happy 1th Moonbird Day. Yeah, Moonbirds are going to do great. We'll look at the base wallet too. By the way, if I can get access, I think it's closed still, but I would not be fading base right now. All right. So okay, I did want to peek. I wish I had more ETH right now to swap for virtual, because I do want to. Oh, model guard completed. Okay, hang on. What are they at? Virtual site's looking rough, by the way. There's so much. There's so many updates. It's so hard to read this site now. Wow, I don't like this site redesign. Anyway, model guard 442,000 FDV, and this is so hard to read. Pledging. Okay, VPay I think is so spicy. Will is very influential. I think a lot of people are going to stay away. This is only 100. It's 138% oversubscribed. You will get a lot of tokens if you bid on this. I committed 65 virtual. I wish I had more. I don't think I've got ETH to swap anywhere. I would go, dude, if I had it, I would go all in and do 566 virtual committed, right? I believe in those guys. That's simple. I believe in them. I think they're going to have some killer partnerships. I'm going to reach out to them and see if we can get Swarm in their app, meaning you can spend Swarm at the store. Okay. Enough about that. Oh, no, not enough about that. One last thing. Make sure you're budgeting points for Alleyway coming up. I like VPay a lot, and I think Alleyway is the next big dick play. Big. That's a weird thing to say, but yeah. Alleyway is the next big play. Alleyway coming up in 2 days, 3 days. That is going to be something special. I'm sure of it. They came on the show. Check out the replay there. TLDR. I had a Hollywood actor on my show, guys. I don't know if you saw, but maybe I'm getting big time now. No, it's like an old Disney TV star, and he's got a show on Netflix, and I think he's got a show on Hulu. Callum, this dude here. This is a project from this guy. This is a fucking Hollywood actor putting out an AI platform where Hollywood dudes and girls and streamers and influencers can make a digital twin. And man, don't underestimate that shit. Because guys, because did you see the Grok avatar? You saw the Grok avatar, right? That Annie avatar? Dude, companions is it. I was thinking about it yesterday. I use ChatGPT like a companion. I do. I talk to ChatGPT every day and I get info from it, but I treat it like a companion. I get my thoughts out. It helps me plan, process, whatever it does. People are going to be able to do that with celebrities. They're launching an app that lets celebrities, again, influencers, me, you, launch a really good looking digital avatar that people can talk to. I think that one is, I think that one's going to be something. Will Base do an XP system like Abstract and OpenSea? Man, who knows? Who knows? I hope they launch a token, dude. I mean, I don't think anybody knows. It's just hopium. It's all hopium. Anyway, Alleyway's the next one to be getting those points ready for. Okay, now done with the virtuals. I think. Yeah. Now, okay, almost. I want to look at VPay. Excuse me, not VPay. Buy. Okay. Buy. Real cool. Join is Sam a boy or girl voice? It's just this is everybody's gonna have an AI companion. Everybody. Is anybody, if you think it's cringe or whatever, doesn't matter, you're still gonna do it. The first time you have a voice chat with AI and you realize like something clicks for you and you're like, that's pretty cool. Everybody is gonna have an AI companion. That's why I'm bullish on Solace and why I'm bullish on that that Emma one over in virtuals now. And everyone's gonna have a companion. And some of them will be charged for, it's so obvious where it's going. By the way, that Annie one is wild. That Annie agent's wild. All right, where do we start, guys? By the way, smash the like, subscribe over here on Inside NFTs. We're coming up in 9 days. 9 days will be the 2-year anniversary of the show, which is crazy. I don't know if I should be bummed I'm only at 2,100 subscribers or if that's actually good because technically it started in the bear market, right? It's probably okay. 2 years. 7 days a week. Like, you guys know, holidays, birthdays, fucking no, every day. I was thinking about this too. I was going to say I'll keep doing that. Dude, you got to do a chick. You need to have a chick. I mean, whatever. Recheck your points. Oh, so Maverick, the reason that happened is I got in like really early. So like before it got to 100%. So early on, 8,000 points would get me 65 virtuals worth. So it's going to refund me back the virtual. I wish I was getting 65 virtual worth. What's the context there, Choina? I think I saw somebody else say they didn't know what moot is. The only thing I know moot is the founder of 4chan, right? So I got, depending on the context, right? Moot's the founder of 4chan. Yeah, how are people using it? I've totally missed this. So, so I went downtown. I went to the city yesterday, down to Chicago. Had some amazing fucking food. Went with the missus. It was our first time going out on a date in like years, which is embarrassing, like really embarrassing. It's our first time going to a concert in like 10 years. Our first time like in a date in a long time. And it was so good. Got amazing Thai food. Saw an amazing show at the Chicago Auditorium, like beautiful venue, dude. It was so good. Okay, so we got a meme coin. Oh yeah, all right. If this is like a new meme thing, I don't know. I just know moot. Yeah, shit. Does anybody know? I think we need to know this, man. But yeah, maybe it stems from moot, but we'll see. Top 25. Oh. Does it mean mutuals? Because everybody's asking Grok your top 10 mutuals. So is Moot a take on mutuals? It's something like that, right? It's like mutuals. I think we cracked it, dude. I think we cracked it. Yeah, it's something like that. What's up, DGen? Good to see you, man. All right, for now, Moot. For now, Moot is like mutuals. Unk founder 4chan. There you go. That's Moot. That is the founder 4chan. In case anybody didn't know, that's him. Real ones know. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Troy, I think that's new. And by the way, you're not old. I think that just got invented right now. You know, like that's not a term that people had been using. Fuck, I want to play some of the music from last night. So good, dude. Glenn Hansard. Anybody know Glenn Hansard? I'm gonna play some. What's up, Confusion? Dude, he's a weirdo little fuck. So you know what's weird? I'm a music guy. I love music, love it. And I get way in my feels. In fact, okay, maybe this is weird. By the way, sure, it's fucking awesome, right? So many a weird. Okay, I got so many things. Weird thing happened. I'm walking around Chicago, and there's a lot of Jews there for some reason. I never noticed it before, but like full on with like the top hat and the sideburns and like the stringy things hanging out of their shirt. And I'm walking down the street, and a Jew guy looks at me and he goes, "Are you Jewish?" He's like, "Are you a Jew?" And I couldn't hear him, and I'm like, "What? What?" Anyway, I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I'm Jewish." He's like, "Can I do a chaba chaba?" I don't know what he said, and he took like this box with like a leather wrap around it, and he like I think he was doing some kind of prayer blessing thing, and he had me hold it, and then he wrapped the leather thing around my arm, and then he wrapped one around my head somewhere, and then put one on my head and put a yarmulke on my head, and then he made me like recite a prayer, and I knew the prayer, like I knew all the words, so I was able to repeat it with him. And anyway, we were just chit chatting, and then I showed him my tattoos. Like I'm like probably hard to see, but I'm like, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm like, not a good Jew, clearly. Jewish people can't have tattoos. And what was the point here? Oh, when we walked away, and he's a redhead Jew too. My wife's like, how the fuck did he know you're Jewish? And I'm like, dude, it's just like gay people got the gaydar, which is weird because I'm not gay, but I got pretty good gaydar. I do. But like Jews have Judar. I can spot a Jew anywhere. Because like she'll tell, like, I don't think I look like a Jew, but I'm like, I do, because there's different, like, Jewish people do not all look like what you think. There's a different look too. It's like a facial feature, not the nose thing, right? But Jews got to look. I do look like a Jew. I just think people don't know how to spot them. There's like a mouth, eyes thing. There is. I can spot a Jew anywhere. Was that it? Okay. I got to show you the picture too. It's hilarious. So I got the yarmulke on and the wrap and this Jewish guy praying with me. My wife took the picture. It was cool. It was cool. Degen, right? I look Jewish, and again, most because I have red hair, and most people think Jewish people have like dark hair. So people tell me all the time, "You don't look like a Jew." I'm like, "No, I really do. I really do. If you know what you're looking for." Oh, dude, Judar's a thing, and I got it. It's I can spot a Jew anywhere. Here, this might get weird, but like, we're just gonna Google Jews. All right, this is gonna sound. I don't want this to sound mean. I'm just gonna be pretty honest. Is it like the characteristic, like the face thing that I look for? Especially the redheads have it. There's like a dude. I'm gonna get myself canceled here, but probably worth it. Yeah, see, like everybody expects it, Jews to look like this. Again, the dark hair, the beards, but usually dark hair, right? But there's like a fuck. I hope I can find an image that shows it well. Yeah, I gotta trim this beard back a little. Let's go redhead Jew. We're gonna find one because even that, like these look like Jew, but I think anybody would pick them out like really easily. Mm, yeah, I'm not finding any good examples. Anyway, there's just a look. Yeah, there we go. Very obvious. That's what Jews look like. What do you call the curly hair? I forget. The curly sideburn things? I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I th- mm, anyway, there's just something more with the mouth that Jewish people have. It's like upper lip and mouth kind of thing. It's definitely a face structure thing. Anyway, it was fucking weird. My wife didn't. So my wife didn't know about Judar either, but it's a thing. God, what? All right, I gotta play it for a second. I don't get. So again, I love music and I get way in my feels with it, but it's usually when I'm like sitting with headphones. I've been to so many concerts and I've never gotten. I usually don't feel anything at concerts. I don't know if that's like just I'm like kind of anxious in public or I don't know. When I go to a concert, I don't get any feels. I just like loud music, whatever, and I'm trying to listen and I'm like way or maybe overthinking it. I don't get any feels at concerts. I know some people like get like strong fucking feels. Anyway, last night was the first time I ever got chills like during a song. Never had that before at a live show. Never. Never. It was crazy. Never gotten chills during a song live. You know, again, home headphones, yeah. But during a concert,
So,
I can play the whole thing too, but
if you ever want something and you're in trouble, then I'll come running to fight, and I'll be at your door. And there's no one worth running for. When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point trying to change it. When your mind's made up, when your
I'll pull it up after
mind's
teaching.
made up, there's no point even talking. Just like when the shit falls, all you wanna do is run away and hide all by yourself. But there's no one who's gonna run to hell. When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point trying to fight it. When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point even talking. When your
Dude, epic. Fucking epic. epic. Like this guy's got a movie called Once, came out like 15 years ago, won a Grammy. No, it won an Oscar. It's an amazing musical. And then they turned it into a Broadway play, and it won whatever the awards are you win for, Broadway stuff. It's fucking fantastic. Well, you got to watch it. It's called Once. Okay. Bearded Galad. Let me find him. I just found him here. Shit, did I close it? Shit. I don't know what the fuck that is. But that is a beard. Yo. Sweet. Oh, I dig it. Wait. Bizarro? Is Superman spelled upside down and backwards? No, it's not. Okay, whatever. Got me. Got me. All right, where do we start? I'm sorry. This is a long time to get to some of our main points. Let's check. Let's take a look at crypto. Okay, maybe some of you guys are right. Maybe the Genius Act was a sell the news kind of thing. For now, I'll give you a few days. For now, it's not gonna be. I wouldn't be making bets around that, as in priced in, and this is kind of tops. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Oh shit. Oh, okay. We got to go back to VPay because we got some drama here. VPay said Will didn't reply back. VK guys, we need to call this stuff interesting. They reached out a couple days prior to their launch back in June. I've got genuine teams reaching out months before their launches. I spent hours and hours of my time, almost entirely for free, supporting. Good. When a team cold DMs with a couple of days to go before their launch, it doesn't look good. I'm surprised they would bring up, as it's actually 100% supporting the reason why I think they aren't a team I want to back. Okay, they made a mistake by ghosting the entire timeline for a month. They've come back, and rather than be humble and apologize, they double down on their BS. I'll be honest, teams like this are 10 a penny in crypto. What does that mean? And the entitlement kind of stinks. I imagine they'll continue to disappoint any community that forms around them. Weird. So June 9th, they reached out. Will replied back on the 10th and said, too short a turnaround with it being live in a couple days. Good lunch. Why is that too short? Dude, come on. I am, okay, without being 100% certain, because I don't know his whole schedule, I'm pretty sure Will has had some projects on just before their launch. I'm pretty sure, because most Genesis projects pop up and they're live within a few days. That's pretty normal. We postponed our launch given that Iris came out of nowhere. Probably best would still love to talk, and then Will didn't reply. Dude, this is not a bad look for VPay. That's not a bad look for VPay. There's nothing wrong with reaching out a few days prior to the launch. Launches in a couple days. They reached out and they want to get, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially with a team who have built a product before they had a product, and a team that's got like an advisor from Whale Intel who has a product. This is not a bad look. There's nothing wrong with that. Most projects pop up on virtuals and they launch within a week. That's not a bad look. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Again, that's not I like Will, but I don't like this. And now I hope VPay absolutely fucking cooks. And VPay has some partnerships coming. I know this. I don't get the take. I don't get Infamous. Good morning, man. I don't get the take. Reached out a couple days prior to the launch. That's so fucking normal. Like, man, I see something pop up on the board. I reach out to teams to try to get them on the show, and it's usually I have a couple days because the launches are coming so soon. I don't get that. I don't get it. It's not a bad look for VPay, man. Again, they should have just launched. I don't know. Hey, if they launched, maybe they wouldn't have bonded, so maybe they made the right decision. But no, I think that just I think that's another thing in VPay's favor that you're not willing to give them a time because it's too soon. Like what? Yeah. Okay. Market's looking all right. Let's do Genius Act again. Genius Act and then PumpFun, dude. PumpFun's so interesting right now. We live streamed the Genius Act being voted on. All three bills being streamed. We being voted on. We streamed. What a thing. What a thing. And boy, has the market been cooking leading up to it. So to a degree, priced in, sure. I think that's fair to say. Hang on, I got a tweet here, the Genius Act. Also, what's coming because of it? What's coming because of it is going to be so special, dude. Like, just unbelievable things coming. First off, the world wants crypto. These are crypto companies, that have stocks, and they're cooking. TradFi wants crypto, and they're investing in it through stocks. Well, very, very soon, crypto will now already it's legitimized in such a different way that they're going to come directly on chain. They are. Charles Schwab, CEO, tells CNBC they're going to launch a spot Bitcoin and ETH trading sometime soon. Wild. You're probably your local bank, whatever. Your whoever you're banking with, probably going to definitely going to let you hold Bitcoin, ETH, other assets in your in your bank, in your account. But maybe even trade it there too. Look at that. Would compete directly with Coinbase. Charles Schwab. It's coming. Everything's changing. What's up, Carbon? Good morning, man. Very good to see you, sir. Dude, I'm so unorganized this morning. Want to find, here we go. Genius Act. I don't think I'll play the video, but this is such a huge moment. This is Trump signing the Genius Act. Genius Act, very specifically what this does is, well, first off, it legitimizes stablecoins. But if you want to launch a compliant stablecoin here in the States, you must back every single coin with $1. Either dollar bills, like have dollars in your that you're holding, or hold U.S. Treasuries. And the expectation is that this is bringing in not millions of dollars, not billions of dollars, but this is bringing trillions of dollars here into the States. Trillions in demand now for treasuries because that's how you have a compliant stablecoin here in the States. Big deal. Big deal. Next, we need the Clarity Act that is going to deal with who's regulating crypto, and that's SEC or I'm being retarded here. FDIC, FTBC, you know what I mean. Anyway, it's a big deal. Commodity versus security. Pretty damn cool, man. I would say if this was a sell the news event, and we're only down 8% in the past day, looking pretty damn strong. Looking pretty damn strong here. So we ripped to all-time high this week. 123,000 Bitcoin. And this isn't the price discovery part. It's nice. It's a great pump. What are we up? 10% from previous all-time highs? Somewhere in that ballpark. No, man, we're going to see this up to 130 soon. 100. I mean, man, I think we're on our way to much higher than that. 130, 140, 150, 160. Like, silly stuff's coming. And so Genius Act, just the start of it, but it's a pretty big start. It's a pretty major kickstart. Big deal. Anyway, that was a huge moment on Thursday. And we'll see. I'm expecting another big week. What's that moot coin doing, by the way? I wonder if we need to be looking at that. Oh man, we got to talk some Telegram stickers too. Oh yeah. Andy, what's up, man? Dude, I love my bros. That's all. This is one of those names that just, I got to stop when I see it. Andy's like one of my oldest friends here in the space too. I got a couple. Like the OG idiots are like the initial gang from very early 21. That was Andy for sure. Dude, I learned a lot from this guy. Good to see you, man. Trump is going to sign. I don't know if it's an executive order, how it works exactly, but going to open up the $9 trillion U.S. retirement market for crypto investments. Wild. Your 401ks, right? Other retirement investments. Go load up on Bitcoin. Go load up on whatever. Maybe NFTs one day. I doubt NFT. Well, hey, a Pangu ETF. You get NFT exposure. Boy, but we got a lot of money that's coming in, guys. We have a lot of money that's coming. Like a ridiculous amount. I think I said earlier in the week, I tweeted, I'm like, dude, however high you think Bitcoin's going, you're off. You're off. It's way higher. Way higher. This is, all these predictions we have are based on cycles, and this is not a normal cycle. This time is truly different. But man, the ETFs are absolutely cooking right now. We've been setting record inflows both on Bitcoin and ETFs. Check this out though. This is a little older, but from a week or so ago. But IBIT, the IBIT ETF, Bitcoin ETF, $80 billion worth of Bitcoin holding. Fastest ETF to get there. Got there in just over a year, 5 times faster than the previous record, which took 1,814 days. And within that year, it's now the 21st biggest ETF, period. Guys, everybody wants Bitcoin. Everybody wants crypto. And it's coming on chain. Now, about this being on chain, weird stuff, right? U.S. government, we thought was holding 200,000 Bitcoin, right? That's what we heard. Earlier in the year, President Trump ordered an audit of our Bitcoin holdings. This I thought was supposed to be made public months ago, and it wasn't. So through the Freedom of Information Act, this person here, got details on how much Bitcoin the government is holding, and holy shit, dude, something happened. It's way less. It's not 200,000 Bitcoin. It's something like 20,000 Bitcoin. Now, it's possible that there's other parts of the government that hold our Bitcoin, right? This is the U.S. Marshals holdings, right? So 20,000, let's say 20,000 Bitcoin being held by U.S. Marshals. It could be that other agencies hold Bitcoin too. I don't know, but they only reported the 20-something thousand, meaning they maybe sold that other 180,000 maybe. Now, somebody has gone and checked the wallets that are holding all that other Bitcoin, the other 180,000, and it's still sitting there. So technically the Bitcoin is still in the same wallets. It's still being held, but the fact that they're not counting it means possibly they sold it OTC. So we might be holding the Bitcoin, but it might already be somebody else's Bitcoin. We're just holding it. So they sold it over the counter. They didn't sell it on chain. We don't know yet. We have a lot to learn here still, but it's very possible that the United States does not hold as much Bitcoin as we thought. Which means what? Does the United States end up purchasing more Bitcoin to get us back to where we were? Plus, we were going to buy, 200,000 Bitcoin a year? We might be doing a lot of buying of Bitcoin, and I sure as shit hope so. But that was really interesting to come out, man. Huh. Dude, what's going on over at Magic Eden? Vo left. Elizabeth left. Now Code Cowboy. What was his role there? I don't know his role there, but yesterday was his last day there. No formal plans, not looking for a role. I think they paid these guys really well. This guy might have been on the more like the dev side. I don't know, dude. I've heard some interesting stuff. I've heard some stuff. I'm not even gonna tease, hint, whatever, but I've heard some stuff. Not bad stuff, by the way, but some turnover there is interesting. I don't even know what to say. It's not a where there's smoke, there's fire thing. I don't know. I just think Magic Eden's, getting ready for new stuff. And sometimes with new stuff, there's like you make changes to the team, right? So they bought Slingshot, right? So they're going, hard into meme coins. I don't know. I'd be paying attention to that stuff. Stuff's changing at Magic Eden. And it doesn't mean changing bad, but it is changing. We've got a poly market here for the Coldplay cheaters getting divorced by August 31st. What a world. What a strange world we're in now. Oh, dude, that's so weird. Pudgy Penguins. Let's hit Pudgy Penguins a little bit. Two things. One, I love this. Dabbles in AI. Pudgy Penguins getting ready to release some Lil Pudgy plushies. Love it. Absolutely fucking love it. Now, these Lil Pudgy plushies come with an AI companion. Holy shit. What I'm picturing is, oh, dude. Pudgy's got a partnership with Kindred AI over on Abstract. People should remember this. They have a partnership with Kindred. I also believe Pudgy Penguins are working with Cons. So they've got a couple things going on out there, AI related, but each of these toys is going to have an AI companion. I wonder if this is the Kindred thing. Meaning a kid's going to get their toy and then they're going to be able to interact with their toy probably on their phone. And if it is a Kindred one, it's like it goes on your computer, it goes on your phone, it kind of comes around with you, man. I love it, dude. Again, the companion thing is just getting started. Like we said at the beginning, the Annie avatar, companion thing from Grok, and they have a male one coming too. I think his name's Valentine. Boy, that's a meta that's more than a meta. Like that's a big fucking deal. Companions could be everywhere. You guys will all have a companion. You will all have one AI companion that's like your bro or your girl, right? Everybody is. We're all gonna have a companion that we'll talk to like probably every day. What a cool thing, man. So that's cool from Pudgy Penguins. They've also I think they updated their website now. Yeah, I think they updated their whole site. Dude, Pengu's the most obvious play out there. I believe at all-time high again now. Or very close to all-time high, but absolutely cooking. Pudgies are everywhere. Dude, we're so lucky to have Luca in this space. Man, so fucking cool. But they announced their partnership with PEZ. This was like this, the announcement came earlier in the year, by the way. Oh, also an announcement they got their toys in Japan now. Cool. They're just Pudgies are everywhere. But officially now we've got the Pudgy Penguin PEZ coming. Where's the fucking tweet? Notice that Ledger's Magic Eden in interesting. What does that do? What it like how does that work? Let me kill some tabs here. Man, Pudgies are just built different. We time to look at floor prices too, by the way. There we go. Pudgies and PEZ. So cool. I will obviously be buying some of these. Obviously. John, dude, good morning, man. Thank you. Appreciate that, sir. Magic Eden holds a few of your NFTs you're using as a side wallet to live trade the virtuals launches. Like, as in, did you lose them, Hoods? Like, are they stuck there? Oh, the website in the app. Interesting. That's pretty cool. So yeah, speaking of that, why don't we peek at Pudgy Floor? I don't even Yeah, I don't have a good feel for where we're at here. Dudes. I had mentioned this on Swarm Report just randomly. I got to mention here, guys. The Node Monk. You know the Node Monk saga that I've talked about now for a year, right? Is a Node Monk I won in a contest, and 16 months in, hadn't gotten it. I'm still not going to name names, anything, because it doesn't matter. I got it, guys. I got the Node Monk. Like, patience paid off. I just, the way I played it, right? If I do it publicly, if I name names, I'll never get it. Just that's how I thought, right? I'll never get it if I'm like, even if it would be totally right, fair, whatever to be public about it, I'm like, if I do that, why? At that point, why would someone send it? So I didn't. I'm just trying to be real and to understand that things happen, life happens, all this stuff. But just kept being nice and kept asking and was trying to just do it, handle it the best way I could. And I got the Node Monk. I now own a Node Monk, which is so cool. I didn't think I would. Right after I sold my Node Monk and didn't get the prize, I'm like, dude, I think I'll never own a Node Monk now. And I was bummed about it because I still believe. I know a lot of people don't. I was thinking about this the other day too. I was listening to Solana meme coin traders talk about how they don't feel like they have their edge anymore, and I was starting to think, what's my edge? Like, what is my edge? I do have one, but what is it? Man, I think my edge is still seeing stuff early. It doesn't mean it's something that makes you money today, but I believe my edge is seeing stuff. When most other people don't, and I still see those ordinals as something that's just man bigger than before. And I'm going to lean into my edge. I still believe that. And so, yeah, I've been bummed that I thought I would never get a Node Monk. They're $4,000 or $5,000. It's a lot of money. I know compared to where they were, it's not. But like, if we're talking like real life shit, dude, I mean, the thought never crossed my mind to sell it, but the thought crossed my mind about how fucking funny that would be. Because the person thought I was asking for it, as infrequently as I did, but thought I was asking for it just to sell it. I'm like, dude, I'm a collector. I'm not going to sell it. But I was basically poking. I'm like, dude, if it's going to happen, I mean, and if you don't own it now, you might want to buy it now when it's $4,000 instead of when it's 15, 20 grand soon, which I believe. But I thought that I'm like, that would be fucking funny. Like, sell it and go buy a puppet or what, pocket it, whatever. My edge is seeing stuff early, and maybe in this case, it's 5 years early. I don't care the time frame. I believe it so hard, so strongly. I believe that Bitcoin's going to a mill. And when it goes to a mill and you got these holders that are now millionaires many, 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 many times over, I'm not even going to think of, do I think they'll spend one of their Bitcoin on a Node Monk? I'm going to be like, are they going to spend 0.2 of their Bitcoin on a Node Monk, which at $1 million Bitcoin is $200,000. Do I think some of those guys will spend 0.2 Bitcoin on a Node Monk? Yes, dude. I can't see a world where they don't. I can't see a world where they don't. And I still think then the FOMO thing happens. The game happens. The gambling happens. It takes over. The greed, all that. So the people that'll spend 0.2, well, everybody sees it starting to run, and then you got the guys who chase it. And all of a sudden they push it up to 0.3. And then they push it up to 0.4. It just, that happens. And on top of that, guys are like, God damn, guys, do you know what? These are early collectibles on the biggest, most important, most significant blockchain ever, the most valuable. It's like, why couldn't this be one? And then the gambling happens. It's just, man, I can't see it not happening. I just can't see it. So my edge is seeing it early, and I still see it. And nothing along the way, as low as it's gotten and as bad as sentiment has gotten. Hang on, I just want to see the picture. As bad as sentiment has gotten, not once have I stopped and been like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Not once. Not once. My conviction's only stronger because the people holding them still believe, while 99% of the rest of the space doesn't see it, doesn't believe it, thinks it's garbage and worthless. And I'll never be able to shake that feeling that that's what's coming. I think they matter too much. I say it so many times, but one dude, it takes one rich, famous, influential dude to believe in it. And then it's off to the races. So there's my Node Monk right there. I love him. I think he's awesome looking too. I don't know if I'm going to PFP him for long. Right. I just think tuck him away and whatever. But there's no way they don't get to 0.2. And that's to me is low. 0.3, 0.5, 1, 2. They're going to do something ridiculous. I just know here, And maybe I have to start making that shift to USD, what I think they'll be worth. They're going to be worth at least $100,000. That I'm sure of. I could say that if that's easier to digest. $100,000 means 0.1 when these are a million. You got guys who are going to spend 0.1. The amount of people coming in here and the amount of rich people coming in here, rich people, guys, rich people. There's so many of them. It's unbelievable how many people out there got so much money. So I can't see it not happening. I believe it. And it's weird, guys. I talk to guys who are into ordinals and used to hold a bunch of these. They don't believe it's happening. I'm like, man, so many people have lost kind of faith, conviction. And I'm like, I get it if you're talking short term, man, long term, 5-10 years. I just can't. I cannot see this scenario. I can't see it. Of course, like there's that 1%. I lean like that. Like I see a 1%. I see the chance where it doesn't happen, but it's so small. I wouldn't. It's so small. I don't make plans around it. It's tiny. I can't see it. It takes something catastrophic. It takes people just not giving a shit about Bitcoin. And I think we know where Bitcoin's going. The attention and the demand and the, sentiment around Bitcoin only going to get bigger, better as we go. We have only up to go from here. Even if these pull back over whatever, I don't know. But these are going way, 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 way higher. I'm so fucking happy to have some exposure there now. So I'm holding the full Bitcoin, holding to whatever. The fact that I now think I can get a whole Bitcoin out of it, and it's maybe only path to a whole Bitcoin, and other people are going to do that. Other people are going to do it when they see these at 0.03, 0.04. Some people are going to see the same thing, couple of them. Again, that snowball. And it will happen when people get rich. We're not there. Most of us have started making some money, right? Some of us have started making a little money in here. When we get back to where we were, where people are making a lot of money, tens of thousands, right? That's coming, tens of thousands. You're going to roll the dice on something that's $4,000 that has the upside of we got to 0.9 before. You know the upside's there. It's going to happen. Hey, good morning, dude. Oh man. Anyway, so cool. I'm pretty fucking pumped about that. Pudgy Penguin's at $52,000 floor, man. Wow. Pudgy's up 30% in the past week. Lil's up to 1.5, which is what? $5,600. Punk's at $146,000. Actually down in the past 7 days, but man, so cool. Bored Apes at 11 ETH. Bored Apes are about to cook. Coming up in the next couple weeks. Something's about to happen there. You guys are nuts. Cool shit. Appreciate you guys. Bored Apes are going to cook in the next couple weeks. It's just something that's happening. Oh, dude, by the way, I learned something. Do you guys remember when we look at Crypto Slam? In fact, we haven't done that in a minute. And we'd see the Bored Apes collection, but we'd also see a Bored Ape Blast collection. You guys remember that? And I couldn't quite understand why. And I'm like, okay, there must be some kind of like wrapper or a bridge where people are trading apes on Blast. No, little technical error. I don't know why even, but some of these ape sales were getting flagged as, I don't know what did it, but flagged as a Blast transaction when it wasn't. All those sales were ETH Bored Apes. So all of them were legit. When I saw that collection at first, I said, this is probably a scam collection, right? And I moved from that to say, no, I don't think it's a scam again. I think they're wrapped or bridged, right? And instead of either of those, no, it's just real sales in the main collection, and they just were, incorrectly being listed as Blast. So it's fixed now. But that was going on for a long time, dude. So had to share that update. Dude, Moonbird's up 90% in the past week. 1.24 floor. What did it, Christian? What sent Moonbirds? That's pretty interesting. V1 Punks down 10% in the past week, which is also interesting. Because we had some big sales. So mention at the start, we'll show those couple sales. I'm going to see if we see them in the activity. I'm not sure if we will. I mean, we should, but maybe we don't. We're still seeing some nice sales. I mean, 6 ETH sale almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I don't know where these two big ones sold. Here's a 4 ETH sale 2 days ago. Dude, big sales start bringing big sales. Here's a 3.5, almost 3.5. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look at this, dude. Look at these two. Man, V1's the best bet out there. Ordinals and V1 punks and crypto punks, best bets. And great art, yeah. But these are up there. These are up there with some of the best bets out there. An alien V1 punk sold for 200 ETH. Remember, we saw the crypto punks, main punks, alien punks and that sell for 10 million plus. 10 mil plus. So somebody's rolling the dice that a V1 here at, I don't know what, 700,000 is a good bet for the future. If I had that kind of money, I would make that bet. I would absolutely make that bet. Not sure what sent Moonbirds, but the main account and Spencer been active on X. I like that. Yeah, they were great for the Moonbirds. That was a win-win all around. Yuga got to, cut those boys off and now they get proper attention. Moonbirds, it's cool to see. This is a great bet, by the way, though. We got to talk. We got to talk the story, I guess. Any excuse to talk the story. 200 ETH sale for that alien and a 50 ETH sale for the 8 punk. Now, I'm trying to remember what these sell for. I want to say closer to maybe $1 million. We could look, but I think closer to $1 million is what, the 8 punk sell for. Do I have that right? They are rarer than zombies. And zombies sell for, up to $1 million. The equivalent alien crypto punk sold for 8,000 ETH, 23 million bucks. Crazy. Dude, it's such a good play. It was such a good bet. Somebody making that bet's got money. It was a very good bet. Now, Mudtooth shitting on the guy. Imagine having 250 ETH and deciding, yeah, I'll blow it on V1 punks. You could have bought 6 floor punks and stayed liquid. These are fair points too, by the way. Reflects to clean hoodie punk. No, let's burn it on the rejected beta version. Bad take. Real bad take. Apes, second most rare, only to aliens. So I think it's aliens and then apes and then zombies. There's a decent amount of zombies and then hoodies. There's tons of hoodies, but people love them. So what a bad take. Great engagement, but bad take. It's not the rejected beta version. I call them that. I've called them beta versions or error prints or whatever, but it's not rejected. Well, I guess that's even fair too. Depends on who. Someone asking if they think it was a mistake. Thought he was buying a real punk. I doubt that. But I like Jamal's tweet here. Can't tell what's worse. V1's constantly begging for validation. That's funny too, because he's right. Like I have mine. I don't give a fuck if the broader community agrees or disagrees. It's a longer play. It's a long play for me. It's the same as ordinals. I'm like, it doesn't matter right now. I get it. It doesn't matter now. In fact, I still argue, again, the same thing. NFT guys are going to get it after normies get it. Normies are going to get it first. Normies are going to get it before, and then the NFT guys are going to FOMO in. Normies are going to get Bitcoin collectibles before the NFT bros because everyone's so fucking full of themselves and think they understand it, and they clearly don't. And it's the same with the V1 punks. If the NFT community, generally doesn't accept them, normies will. I told Nate Geraci about them. He thought they were cool as shit. He didn't know the story. Most normies don't know the story. But when a normie sees CryptoPunks and understands how fucking important they are, and they see they can never afford it because how expensive they are, and then they realize there was a first iteration of them that they can probably still afford, they're buying it. They're going to be like, oh, wait, like, that's real? It's real? You're telling me that's real? Like, you promise? Like, you're not bullshit? Like, that's real? I think the click buy. It's going to click with normies so much faster than an NFT bro who's way right curved it. That's what everyone's doing is right curving this stuff. Is it mid curving or right? I'm so bad with that thing. I think it's right curving. Way overthinking it. So what's worse though? V1's constantly begging for validation, which does happen a lot, or V2's constantly trying to suppress and diminish the V1s as a rejected beta. V1s are the first punk token. You don't need to lie. It's on chain. It is on chain. They were the full production launch version. They were. Absolutely were. V1's the original punks created by Larva Labs, minted by people, and they were broken. So Larva Labs created a new contract, minted a whole new collection, airdropped into the V1 minters. Again, fair take. I don't like pushing the narrative. I don't want to take away from CryptoPunks, but this is the story. They airdropped a copy. But an airdrop copy doesn't magically become the original because they say so. Like, again, that's fair too. He is correct. And they're all punks. They're two sides to the same coin. It's the same coin. The coin is the same token. It's two sides to the same token. It really is. And they're special. And I will always say V1s are undervalued. Always. I don't know to what point. I don't ever think they'll be worth what the CryptoPunks are worth. I don't ever think the value will be the same. In the same breath, will not surprise me if they ever flip them. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, no, it would. It wouldn't shock me. There's a difference. There's a difference. Shocked and surprised, right? I would be shocked. It wouldn't be a surprise because I thought about it. If it happens, like, holy fuck, shocking, whoa. But I wouldn't be surprised if it happened because I'm thinking about it a lot. It could happen. Tiny baby, the smallest little fucking baby ass chance scenario that it could happen. It's not going to happen, but it could. V1s are punks. I believe that. Larva Labs touched them and minted them and sold them, and they are the ones that were sold by Larva Labs. Then they're punks. It's fine if they abandon them and don't consider them the core collection. That's absolutely correct. But I'd be betting on punks. If I think this stuff's getting as big as it's going to get, with NFT still being significant and the top tier collectibles mattering a fuck ton and the era of abundance coming, and what are you going to spend your money on? Very rare collectibles that have legacy, lore, and are very, very rare. V1 punks should be great. Hoodies are awesome, dude. I wish I had a hoodie. Anyway, big sales. And like I say, with a celeb coming in and buying up an ordinal and flexing it, it takes some guys like this. These happen from time to time, by the way, these big V1 sales. And as that continues to happen, and it will, more and more people wake up to it. Right? It's almost like art on chain. Why do they have any value? Because a small group of collectors think they're worth what they're worth. And over time, more rich people come in and also see the value and they buy it. And you start building up a core base of people who believe in it and believe in it at that price. And now we're in and forever they believe in it. And the same happens with V1. I like that a lot. Yeah. V1s, V2s have some kind of ratio. Yeah. You know what would be really cool? And I can't wait till we can use ChatGPT or even like a Slam terminal to do this. Like, chart me out the ratio of the price of CryptoPunks and V1 punks. Wouldn't that be cool to see? Like a daily thing that graphs, what the ratio is. I am sure that exists somewhere. Maybe you can get that with Dune. I'm sure it exists, but I'd like to just type it to like an LLM and have it answer me that. A ratio makes sense for sure. Like we used to do that, yeah, with Bitcoin and ETH, gold and silver. V1s, V2s make sense. And there's still this scenario here. Here's where it gets different: is when when CryptoPunks get so expensive that just you can't buy them, you're priced out. That's when the gap starts closing a bit because your only exposure to a CryptoPunk is a V1. But man, what a wild story! I still think the punk story, including the tokens. Well, specifically the tokens, is one of the coolest stories we have in NFTs, period. The whole CryptoPunk story is just so fucking magic. And V1s are a huge part of that story. They are a core part of that story. So I think these are great buys. If you got money and you don't need value back right now, these are great buys. You set these aside for a decade, it's a great buy. And if not, a money play is just owning a piece of the lore. You have a piece of the lore, man, fuck yeah. Some of the best lore out there. Bar none. So cool. So cool. All right, let me just peek other floor prices here. I want a Meebit bad, dude. I wish I had some money for a Meebit. I would. I just like Larva Labs, dude. I want a Meebit. I bought the what was it called? What was that piece of art? It was used to, like, the Autoglyphs code, that open edition. I bought the iHeart LA collection. I love Larva Labs. I just like the provenance. I just think, right? It's an NFT for 0.05 ETH from Larva Labs. I want to own anything from Larva Labs. I want a Meebit. Even though you could have known Meebits anymore either. It's wild. But I want anything created by Larva Labs. Now, I don't think Meebits are going to be worth a fortune one day. I think it's different. I think Punks is different. That is just the thing. Meebits different. I don't think these are going to be worth, we're not talking historic with Meebits, but it's Larva Labs, and I think special. What else in ordinals? I just kind of again want to get a feel for prices. Cents down again. I would love to load up on these. I need money. I need some meme coin wins. Boy, I think this stuff's gonna explode here soon. Okay. You guys pick FxHash or PumpFun. What do you guys want to get into? Oh yeah. By the way, somebody got scammed out of 10.5 ETH. Guy was in the GVC community. Long story short, guy's a Beeple collector. He owns a Beeple. It was a pretty like intricate scam. Actually, speaking of scam, I got to show you something and ask you guys a question. Okay, Beeple collector. Somebody minted a fake copy, a fake Beeple collection on base. Whole thing faked. Every owner, I think every owner or most owners of the NFTs on ETH, they sent the corresponding NFT on base. I like it. Okay. And so I think what happened is this dude got an offer, got something that he saw for his NFT, which happened to be the base one, and he didn't notice. He didn't notice. Clicked on the collection, and he saw the floor of the collection was like 10.5 ETH. There's one listed for 10.5 when really the NFTs are like 100 or 200 ETH floor. And dude saying, hey, I thought it was real and I didn't look deeply enough. I thought it was real because every so often somebody floors something at a price that doesn't make sense. It's how he got his one Beeple he has. You know, maybe it's $100 NFT. He got it for 10. He saw it real quick. He went and checked owners of some of the other pieces and they all checked, right? Because he's like, yeah, no, I know that guy owns that. I know that guy owns that. And he didn't go any further than that. He went and he clicked buy on the 10.5 ETH piece and it went through. Now, here's the thing he was upset about. You know, if you buy an NFT on base, typically in MetaMask, you got to go switch your wallet over to base, right? It doesn't work like that anymore. This guy didn't have ETH on base. So he did the transaction. The fact that he can get prompted to spend base ETH or to switch his network to base, he's thinking he's doing it on Ethereum. And so that was kind of, I don't know, his fuck up all around. But the same checks we used to have before that we actually didn't like having to switch networks, it actually hurt this guy. Because if he were prompted to switch to base, or if it was telling him he needed to spend base ETH, he wouldn't have done it. But the fact that it didn't, it looked all kosher to him, man. So bummer. Be careful of that shit, guys. That's a bummer. I mean, 10.5 ETH is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, dude. All right. FxHash. This is a weird one. All right, there's so much here. Where to start? I'll start with Zanking because that's where I heard of the controversy. Pocket Universe could have, right? If it knew it was a sus like contract address or something. So yeah, Pocket Universe could have. All right, let me just get some of these tweets lined up here. It's a bummer of a story just all around, just because, you know, like, FxHash is not performing their token, especially not performing super well. Oh, and I'll throw this up just so I can kill the tab after, but, you know, Base revealed their everything app, their Base app. It's, you know, social media and payments and AI tools throughout it, right? That was their big announcement last week, which is cool. It was a good announcement. Tokenize everything, all that, you know, that whole narrative, which I like. Okay. All right, so we'll start with the FxHash tweet, which then Zancan replied to. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to feel about this. Again, love Zancan, respect him. I don't think I agree with his take, which is he's not supporting FxHash anymore. Starting from, by the way, I would love these guys on. If anybody from FxHash is watching, I know they do sometimes. You're totally welcome to come up. I am also, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Tezos Foundation. Just, I'll say it, not a fan. Not a fan. I think they've been for years now terrible to the people building. Terrible. From the events they put on to the people they support to the people they don't support. And then you start hearing some of the, from the platforms on Tezos, they don't get the support either. It sucks. Like, I know projects. I mean, hell, think of Cybercogs. Left Polygon because they got no support. They got no support. They're gone. Well, if you're not going to support the people building, why are they going to bring attention and revenue to your blockchain? You're not doing them any favors, man. They could go anywhere. They can go anywhere. If they have a successful product, they can go anywhere. They don't owe it to you. But man, you don't survive without platforms and products that people want. And you're not going to support them. You're not going to promote them. You're not going to help fund them when they need it, when they're bringing attention. And in the case of FxHash, one of the very few things bringing attention to your chain. Well, I'm trying to find their post. So if I can't find it, I'll just say the TLDR is FxHash announced that they're not minting on Tezos anymore. Yeah, where's that tweet? They're going forward. It's base. There are tokens on base. Their most recent mint, I think it might have been Casey Reese, is the last new mint on Tezos. Now, they still support everything before. Everything before, still all good. You can trade it. Like, they're not killing their Tezos integration, all that stuff. But, yeah, here it is. That is it. Going forward, you cannot mint on Tezos. Trying to dude, have a great day, man. Gravity, good morning, sir. Oh, that's a great point too, by the way. Yeah, it would have shown the NFT being on base. Yep, good point. Coinbase is feds. Ha, could be. Dude, could be. Okay, here we go. Released by Casey Reese, shaping up to be the last one on FxHash Tezos for the okay, so not an official done, but foreseeable future, meaning like as of now, we're not doing it anymore. Could come back. 96% of their on-chain activity is happening on base. The FxH protocol, FxH token plus art coins are all built on base. FxHash mini app, it's now the #1 ranked art app on FC. What is FC? Farcaster. And it's being integrated in the base app. The future for FxHash is clear. We're building on base. I see now. The thing I don't love about this, I just don't love base for the home of my art. I want it on ETH. I actually want it on Bitcoin. I feel like they should have done something with Bitcoin. And at this point, I like it on Tezos because provenance, if Tezos was like an art chain, they're clearly not. Tezos protocol doesn't give a shit. Remember one of the founders of the Tezos Foundation was talking shit about Bitcoin? Oh, man, I wish I had more. I wish I had more fucking virtual. I can't believe I'm only getting like 8 virtual worth. I just want to see how oversubscribed it's gotten. What do we got? Just a couple minutes? Oh, yeah, done. What did it get to, Sir Billy? Did you see what percent? God, I wish I had more. I did want to go in harder, but I would have had to up my points and well, shit, I could have just done that actually. I wouldn't have to put in more virtual because I put in 65. I wish there was some kind of scale that the earlier you get in, the more your points are worth. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be super cool. I can't wait to see how this goes. I just, I just like him. Anyway, I don't want my art on base. That's not the blockchain I want as the provenance and where my art is being preserved. But it is what it is. After integrating, what is this? Doppler protocol. I don't know if that's how yeah, their tokens kind of through there. We will re-enable classic long form drops for all. No art coins needed. Good. And migrate them to base. Cool. Classic long form drops will require the use of FxH. Wait, what's the difference? Wait. Hang on. Enable classic long form drops. No art coin needed for those. And migrate them to base. Wait. What does that mean? We will re-enable classic long form drops for all. No art coin needed. But classic long form drops will require the use of FxH. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Okay. If you launch a collection, FxH is in the mix, but use FxH to buy an artist token. So if I am launching an art collection, then use FxH to then buy a Huda token for my collection. I think what they're saying is, okay, we're going to re-enable it. You don't need to create an artist token. I don't need to make a Huda token to mint my collection. You can just use FxH to mint it. So you mint using their token. I actually like that. If an artist, because look, a lot of artists don't want a token attached to their name. They feel like they're responsible for the price of that token. Now it's just like, no, it's not I don't have a token. You just spend FxH on my mint. I like that. I think that's cool. Anyway, they're feeling the love from base. They're not feeling it from Tezos. And I don't even know if they're getting a ton of love from base. It's just they're getting nothing. They're actually getting the opposite from Tezos, telling them we don't give a shit about you. So Zancan, again, this is my guy, saying bye FxHash. You're doing it wrong. Prove me wrong in the future. I don't know if he's saying you're doing it wrong because the art tokens. Maybe Zancan doesn't want an art token, or if it's purely the Tezos thing, and it's probably just the Tezos thing. And then Cypher, the founder of FxHash, it's not sustainable for us. If you want to convince the Tezos Foundation that we're meaningful enough to the ecosystem to warrant support, maybe you will have a greater effect in those than we have in those discussions. But otherwise, our hand is forced. The Tezos ecosystem only grows smaller by the day. Maybe it's not us who are doing it wrong. Agreed. I'm turned off of Tezos from their comments about Bitcoin. That did it for me. By the way, I like Far chiming in here. Don't think it's the wrong decision. They should have done this a long time ago. I believe FxHash has always been supportive with all the artists. Artists, you should support them back. I agree. In fact, Zancan got his moment, his big day, his start with FxHash. I would like to see him supporting a little more. Look, whatever. You're entitled to your opinions and your conviction and your beliefs. It's a fine take and it's a fair take. He's entitled to it, but boy, yeah, friendly fire. That does not feel good. Come to Ordinals. You'll like tech for general. I would love to see Zancan on Bitcoin, by the way. That would be awesome. Look at who's replying here. Thank you, X is in here. Paper Boot is in here. It's interesting because Zancan launched the biggest open edition collection on base at a time, like 90,000. No, I'm sorry, like 300,000 edition collection. I get if you don't like the art tokens, but being upset that they're not going to continue on Tezos. I don't know, man. Now there's more to the story, by the way. There's definitely more to this story. Which they've had to clarify after the fact, again, because there's so much pushback here. Okay. Get those lined up again. I should have had this ready. So many good takes. It's a spicy story. Musty, good morning, dude. So what it sounds like, guys, is FxHash had reached out to the Tezos Foundation looking for support. How are we looking? How are we looking here? Sorry, guys. Just want to peek. 340 what? 340K FTV. I don't think I'm going to get many tokens, by the way. And I wish I saw... Actually, let me peek. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of all over the place, but I want to see how oversubscribed it got. It was under 200. Look, Will is pretty influential. It might have stayed under. Let's see if we can get that number here. Does it show? Yeah, darn. It might show, but I can't quite tell. I know it will show at some point. It's a good project, man. It is. Oh, dude, they changed so much here, man. I can't even see how many tokens I got. I can claim, but I don't know how many. It's a lot of updates here. Oh, you got to click here. Okay, 56,000. Let's do this. Okay. So yeah, I probably only got 8 virtual worth or so, and I'm up 2x. It's not bad, no complaints, but man, I Genesis stuff just doesn't go far. The points are just not worth what they used to be. That's not a virtual's fault. It's not virtual's fault too. It's just it's grown so much. Everything's very watered down. All right, so I'm going to claim those. I'm not going to stake. I'm not staking anything now. I'm just staying ready to do what I, to be able to pivot when I want, and not have to wait 14 days to unstake. I'm not getting enough points for it to matter. But I should have like 50 virtual left to claim back, like refunded. Yeah, here we go. So I committed what, 60 something. I get 50. Yeah, okay. I think I got 8 virtual in. I committed like 60, but whatever. I wish I should have put more points. Okay. Here's Cypher saying, I'm blown away by the blowback FxHash has received for its decision to move away from Tezos. FxHash has done more for the Tezos ecosystem than any other platform, yet the Tezos Foundation has made it perfectly clear they would rather prioritize budget to marketing opportunities rather than foster the art community that had found its home on Tez. Ultimately, FxHash is a business, not a nonprofit, and it made a business decision that it believes makes the most sense for the longevity of the platform. If you don't understand this due to some moral objection, then frankly, you're just being naive. I agree. Half of the story, but also true. What is the other half? I've explained myself here and on Discord. I'm saying your half of the purely business side is true. I think the other half is the nurturing and caring for the heritage and community. They're still supporting it. They're just not doing new mints going forward. If you make these decisions, which is fine, it's good to take people with you along the way. And in my view, this blindsided some of the most prominent artists in the ecosystem. Okay, so what is the problem here? Is somebody like Zancan upset that he cannot mint on Tezos if he wants on FxHash? Is that fair? I kind of think so. If Zancan loves Tezos, and if all of a sudden the one location he would go to mint art on Tezos, he can't anymore, that impacts his his journey as an artist. So I kind of get that. I kind of get why Zancan would feel a kind of way about this. He loves Tezos. I love Tezos still. I've moved away from him because of what I keep hearing about this. But I get it. If Tezos is where I want to mint, and all of a sudden the one place I go to mint on Tezos is gone, well, look, this means that another platform can spin up. If there's that much demand, if people really want it, somebody else can launch on Tezos and become the generative art platform for Tezos. Great opportunity for someone. I don't think anyone will do it because there's no support there, which kind of then speaks for itself, right? Yeah. Here's Bjorn Stahl. Amazing fucking artist, dude. I'm not in a position to engage in a lot of discussion right now. All I want to say is I've not met many people with more integrity, grit, and positive vision than the crew at FxHash. They're working day and night to keep the bright flame of creativity burning, and the whole space owes them a lot of respect and admiration. Yes. Zancan, I just love Zancan. I second this with all financial pressure and tough choices along the way. Also mistakes. Everyone does. It's human and very understandable and subjective. All of it. I love that community. I'll say that. The biggest fuck up by Tezos is not realizing and appreciating that special community that was brewing there and that was lived there for a year and a half, and that they just let that fizzle out and die, when that's the one thing you want. And now, by the way, Virtuals is not in that position yet, but they better, and actually this is more a comment on Base, better take the opportunity to foster that thing, because for the first time, Base is community. Base has culture and community being built over there because of Virtuals. And if you don't nurture that shit, this happens. And Christian, I like it. I'm with you, because they didn't shut the door. They just said for the foreseeable future, because why? Why are we going to put time, attention, resources in this thing that nobody's using and we can't get support from the Tezos Foundation? Like, we're not saying we'll never do it, but for now, why would we do it? This is where new users are coming from, Base. This is where we're getting support, Base. We then focus on Base until Tezos shows us they can help us, want to support, want to promote, anything. I'm with FxHash here 1,000%, and I get why somebody like Zancan might be not feeling so great that he maybe cannot mint a collection on Tezos. What if this? Actually, think about this. What if Zancan's been working on a collection? I would imagine he has been, right? Like, artists probably are working months to years on collections before they launch them. What if he's been building out a collection for the past year? He just had a collection, by the way, that dropped on Tezos. He did it on object.com. But what if he's been working on a collection? He had FxHash in mind the whole time, and he's, maybe still months away from releasing, but his goal or plan was always to drop it on FxHash as a long-form collection. You click generate, you play with seeds, and now all of a sudden that option's gone, and it fucked up his plans. What if? That's totally possible. And now maybe he's got to decide, well, I can do it, but I got to do it on Base, and I don't want it on Base. And now if he's feeling a kind of way, maybe he doesn't want to do it with FxHash at all. I love these. There's scenarios, and I appreciate them, where it's like there's no right and there's no wrong, and it's just people being really real and doing this all public. These are one of those things I can't really take a side. Everybody's points valid. And so you don't have to have a side. It's just us have the conversations. That's the most important thing. You just have the conversation. Everything we do is with one purpose: to support art on the blockchain, make it accessible to all. Everyone in this ecosystem matters. Artists, collectors, curators, gallerists, writers, critics, and yes, even traders, flippers. Yes. Again, great takes. Fucking great takes all around. Bump in the road. I don't know. Oh, dude. He's such a sweet dude. He is. I love this guy. My own and subjective opinion here. I've had a strong emotional attachment to FxHash and Tezos, and so do a lot of the collectors and artists I know. I've always felt like supporting them through the struggles, through the bear market, through the V2 and move to ETH. I know I know how hard it's been for platforms, everyone. But ever since the Base move, I didn't feel aligned. This is weird. You launched on Base. I just heard the announcement out that they were out and had no emotional bond to the new direction. I've tried Base. Oh, okay. I tried Base big time, and they wrote to me how important it's been for them. Then nothing. Oh, see, yeah, there we go. Here's the problem. You don't appreciate, you don't foster what you got, you're going to lose it. We've felt that with Base. Is exactly what I was saying about Virtuals. That's my big fear, that Virtuals is going to get nothing from Base. And so Zancan initially got a little something from Base, then nothing. So then okay, come on, man. If Zancan's saying that field turned him off of Base and now he doesn't want to mint there, well, then how do you think FxHash feels when they get the same thing from the FxHash Foundation? They did it there. They tried Tezos. They tried it big time. And at first the FxHash or the Tezos Foundation's like, we love you guys, man. You guys are great. How important you are. Now, again, I'm doing this now as the Tezos Foundation to FxHash. And then nothing. And not only nothing, but Paul put out a tweet. Here that he reached out to the Tezos Foundation, and they wanted to build their art token and their FXH token on Tezos. There's an L2 there. It's called Etherlink. They rejected it. Tezos Foundation rejected it, saying coins won't work and there's no path to acquire new users, except they're acquiring new users on Base. So Zancan, my guy, I mean, the feeling you have towards Base, valid, legitimate. I see it. That scares the shit out of me across the board. That these platforms, these like the blockchains, don't give a shit, and it turned you off, and now you don't want to deal with Base. What about a platform that was born and bred and fucking everything? Their home was Tezos, and if the same experience applied to them, FxHash had that same experience with Tezos. Now they don't like. Now they don't trust. There, I mean, Zancan is almost explaining why FxHash is right. Everybody's right here, like everybody's right in this scenario. But Zancan, he's explaining the feelings perfectly, and that's FxHash's feelings to the Tezos Foundation too. Let me see if he talks about coins here a bit. I don't trust them anymore. By the way, it's about base. And that's just my experience and feelings, but I wasn't going to mint anything on them anytime soon or ever. I get that too. Again, I think base feels cold. I never clicked on coins. Sorry for the FxHash allocation. I still don't picture my work there. Yeah, see? So some of these guys just don't like the tokens. However, if I was considering FxHash, if I was going to mint a long form, it would have been on the legacy FxHash. Yeah. Understand the struggle, the cash flow issues. No, you're missing it now. Now I'm sure Zancan's missing the point because he explained the point. I don't think this is purely about money. It's the other part. It's the support part. You just said it, Zancan. You got nothing from base. They ghosted you. They didn't give a shit about you. The same thing just happened with FxHash. So now they want to go where they maybe feel more support. You just explained why what they're doing is okay. You did it. I just think with my intuition and my emotional reasoning, it's just a very wrong move to trash this historic movement on Tezos. I agree there. I love Tezos. Fuck the foundation. I love Tezos, and I love the artists I've met there, and I love the collectors I've met there. And my favorite time in NFTs was the FxHash Hicket Nunk era. My favorite. Special. It's special. That's always my favorite. It will always be my favorite, I assume. Yeah, I hope somebody pointed this out. I hope somebody pointed out that he literally made the case on why they did this. Yeah, hey, somebody else saying exactly the Hicket Nunk thing too. You if you were there, you get it. If you weren't there, just know it was one of the most special times. There were a lot of emotions there, and it was a lot of money there, and it was fun, and we made so many friends through Tezos. It was awesome. And the Tezos Foundation didn't give a shit. I don't think anybody pointed out how exactly what he said about his experience is what FxHash had as their experience with Tezos. It's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, Tezos Foundation rejected them. Rather than being angry at us for running a business, question the motives of the people in charge at the foundation. 80% of artists who start on Tezos have left the ecosystem, are now primarily doing ETH drops, taking their volume with them. Artists realized this a long time ago. Collectors accepted it. Yeah, and look, there's Alexandra has minted on FxHash. Is close to the FxHash team. She now works for the Tezos Foundation, Triltech. They know how to get a hold of each other here. They absolutely do. Without change to Tezos, the whole ecosystem will die. How much longer should we look at a foundation selling all their Bitcoin to support subpar initiatives and a chain with no user growth over the past 4 years? Yes. Art on Tezos thrived because of the foundation, despite the foundation, not because of it. What a fucking story, man. I am going to have to point out, here that Zancan literally made the case for them leaving. Hey, I create custom artwork. Would you like to see Ellie David? Is it going to be a dick pic? Be honest. Just be honest. You're going to send a dick pic. Yes, I do want to see it. I don't want to see your dick really, but I want, I'm gonna roll the dice here. Yeah, I do want to see it. Dude. FxH in 2 weeks made more volume than all of Tezos in Q1. Yeah, speaks volumes here. I support FxHash. I love these guys. I think they're fucking phenomenal. And Paul, I doubt you're watching, dude. But if you are, get on the show. And also, let's do something with our agents, bro. Come on. It's so obvious. It's so obvious, man. Look at that. Come on, NFT XBT and throw the swarm, and maybe we launch an NFT agent. Throw them together. We need a cluster on virtuals. Lonely Boy, who's also a Chicago bro now. Maybe I'll meet up with him one day here. But I love the art on Tezos. And if there's one thing I know, FxHash did a massive benefit to that ecosystem just for them to not be taken seriously by the chain itself. They'll survive past this. I'm not sure the chain will survive past bad management. Yep. Yeah. I mean, again, if you ever hear the Tezos Foundation people speak on interviews, on whatever, they suck. They talk so much shit about Bitcoin. They don't give a shit about the blockchain stuff, guys. They don't. They're like extractors. They're not decentralized purists or anything. Like they're not one of us, guys. Make no mistake, the Tezos Foundation is not like us. Yeah, I'm gonna have to chime in here at some point, and I'm gonna have to make that point about that's my biggest fear with virtuals. That's my biggest fear on virtuals. That they don't get support from base. Oh, you got to just DM them to me on X or something. Yeah, just like find me on X, Huda_idiot. Send a DM with them with your art. If it's real art, I'd love to see it. Oh, or on Discord, Huda.eth. So you can find me on Discord, Huda.eth. ETH. Again, if it's dick pics, you motherfucker, do you? Flavio, good morning. Good morning. A reminder, like I haven't done this in a while, man. I've not shilled in a minute, but I'm live on Abstract too, guys. Just so you know, sometimes I do stream that like exclusively over there. Here and there, I pop up some random things. Dude, do you guys remember very early Abstract streaming? I would get to like the #1 spot. Dude, it's so different. I'll never get it again, but I will always have that moment. Hit #1. Pretty cool. Okay. Damn, that FxHash thing. Like gets me in my feels a little just because like I love it. Like I love FxHash, All right. How is VPay looking? Oh, Flight's done too. Let's peek at them. If Flight is higher, FDV, yeah, and they're higher because like Will shilled them, said he'd rather do Flight. So Flight, 1 mil market cap or 1 mil FDV. VPay will be lower, 465,000. Let's see in the long run. I think they're both winners. They're probably both winners. Yeah. I don't know. Look, you got to have strong takes. It's part of the social media game. Will is playing that and he's getting good at it. Strong takes, controversial takes. I still don't think it's a bad look that they reached out a few days before launch. Some of these projects that not Will, well, maybe Will. Some of these projects that Will probably says, I like this one. I'm putting X number of points and all in, are things you probably don't even have on your show, or they've never been on any shows, and yet you'll still support them. Guaranteed. I'm going to just assume that Will has bid points on a product that he's heard nothing from the team about. Just would assume all of us have done that. That just makes sense. What's different about VPay? Is the problem that they delayed and went quiet? I mean, it's a few things. I get it, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Edge? Good morning, man. Sir Billy over on Abstract. Good morning, dude. It's fun seeing people in both spots. Bitcoin. Let's see. Yeah. All right, let's look at PumpFun. It's not looking great, by the way, Pump. So remember, pre-sale is at a 4 bill FTV. What's it sitting at now? It's basically flat. Basically at pre-sale price. So if you got on the pre-sale, you are not up. You are not up. And boy, we got a whole bunch going on, I guess, there. A lot of buybacks. Day one, spent $20 million on buybacks. Day two, 200,000. Day three, 156,000. Numbers reflect 20 to 25% of the daily PumpFun swap rev. Okay. The 19 mil was 25% of the entire month of June. Okay, so they're taking a percent of their revenue daily and doing token buybacks. Fine. Oh, also, last thing maybe about Tezos, but Object.com killing it. Should have way more recognition. Tezos Foundation doesn't support them either. But also, here's Object. Oh, shit. Does Object build out a long-form gen art kind of tool? Yeah, this might send Object. Not that they have a token or whatever, right? But that might bring them a whole bunch more mind share. Like Zancan maybe does a object drop. This is their opportunity. You take advantage of these opportunities. Paul's shouting them out, and this is probably what they're going to do: launch a generative art, tool platform on Object. But yeah, PumpFun, at least for a period, man, fell below pre-sale price. Not great. I still think it's going to cook. Just cause I just do. I think it's going to cook. I don't think Alon is going to let this fail. I don't know. I still see PumpFun being a closer to 10 bill. This is time for us to see if Alon is actually going to build or not. But now there's competition, right? The Bonk platform, Bonk Fun. Since July 5th, Bonk has pulled in 50% of Launchpad revenue. Yeah, Bonk still. Yeah, the Launchpad wars are still kind of cooking, man. But I don't think PumpFun's done. I think they're letting traders trade, and then they come out with news, and updates and fun stuff, platform, changes, including maybe launching their own chain. Right there, it does sound like there's an expansion to EVM coming. Alon will be airdropping everyone on July 19th. We'll see about this. Okay, so it's probably a goof, but maybe the airdrop happens today. Why? 1 and 9 are his favorite numbers, and he loves to play with numerology. PumpFun was released on January 19th. Pump Swap was released on March 19th. The official logo, the E91 Prozac pill. 1 and 9 in Alon's name. Could be. Plus, many early investors dumping their bags today. Why? Because they know the airdrop's coming tomorrow. They don't want that cascade. My advice, claim your airdrop tomorrow. Let the non-believers sell. Sit back. Watch the flywheel commence. It's not a bad take. It's not a bad take. I don't disagree. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But yeah, it's a solid take. All right, I got a DM and I need to know if you guys think it's a scam or not. I can't tell. I think it's a scam, but it's a weird scam if so. Okay, I'm trying to think how to show this. Here, I'll put it in a Google Doc. It'll look like a scam at first, and then I'll show you why I'm like kind of curious. Oh, and I still want to talk stickers. Kong stickers, GVC stickers. I don't know if I love the sticker meta, man. I don't know. All right, I'm going to put this on the screen. I'm going to grab some more coffee. Let's zoom that into. You can read it, but I'll read it off when I get back as well. All right, hang on. Let's get this. Here, I should probably. I mean, it's too late now, but fuck, whatever. Actually, hang on. I mean, he gave us wallet. This might be shitty me to put public. If you're watching, sir, I'm sorry. That might have just been a fuck up. Dude, I wonder if this guy's legit. It's got a lot of doodle stuff. Hang on, let's go. Most valuable. Can I sort? I can sort most valuable. Yeah, there's nothing valuable in here. All right. Okay, here's the start. I'll do the setup here for you guys. The setup is I got an email from somebody. This is the email mentioning one of my episodes, and I talked about some art, and I talked about a what was it? A Rafiq Anadol piece. And so this email came in at Crypto Slam, and it got directed to me, and then I actually thought I wrote the dude back, and I did type out a reply. I never sent it. So I got this in a DM from somebody. They just copy pasted the email, put it back in here. I thought it was interesting. They reached out a second time. Check that out again. I'll read it when I get back. Just quick coffee break. But then there's a follow-up, and it's just, I think scam, but I don't know. If you're watching, dude, again, sorry, I didn't mean, well, whatever, fucking whatever. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, here we go. So, yeah, Carbon, this is what I'm wondering. If so, they've got money, and I'll tell you why. Like, they got money. Okay. Really, really detailed. Like he definitely watched an episode of mine. I was talking about a Rafik Anadol piece called Liftoff. It's an edition, like a 200-something edition. I've talked about. He definitely watched the episode. So I thought this was pretty cool. I thought that was one thing. Okay, so this is one thing. I'll read it just briefly for anybody who just didn't want to read. But hope you're well. Reaching out about some exceptional digital artists you discussed in your content a few months ago. I remember you highlighting several NFT artists with extraordinary talent. People that could become future Beeples, reach blue chip status. You mentioned Claire Silver. One particular piece caught my attention. It was a photorealistic rocket launch sequence, smoke billowing during liftoff. He's talking about this Rafik Anadol. I'll show you where it gets kind of weird. If he's legit, then I think we maybe got an opportunity. Anyway, lost a link to that content. Also, do you have a Patreon, VIP, advisory, anything? See, I'll take him up on the advisory stuff if he's serious. What gets interesting is I replied back, and then the follow up is where it got a little like maybe weird, but maybe it's just like again, like you guys are saying, just like a generational thing. But it seemed a little more like, I'm like, he seems to know more about NFTs than he's making it sound like. And it's just, I can't tell. So I can't tell if this is like an elaborate, like long, what is it? Like long, like scam kind of play. I hate that I'm skeptical, but that's what the space is. It is interesting. Okay, let me put up the next one. I'll take him if you, hey, advisory services. Yeah, sure. Okay. And he's got a website I'll pull up. Might be legit. Might be. God, I hope it isn't shitty that I'm showing it. I think it's probably fine. Okay. Thanks so much for taking the time to respond. I'm impressed that you managed to work through all your media communications, business commitments while replying personally. More background on myself. This is where it gets interesting. It's more like this is where I'm starting to wonder if there's a setup. Based in the UK, operate as a strategic consultant and intermediary with a diverse elite network. My background spans entertainment industry, high-level music brands, live awards, luxury brands, top artist management, agents, sports, blah, blah, blah. Financial markets. I'm an advisor to clients on CFD, FX spread, betting derivatives, trained with McKinsey, current consulting, special projects for esteemed GCC family, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain. My crypto NFT journey. So he's got, his story. Introduced to Bitcoin during COVID by a colleague. Whole bunch of stuff here. Stayed in touch, but didn't start experimenting until 21. See, this is what's weird already. I stayed in touch, but didn't start experimenting until 21, which is when, didn't he say Bored Ape up here? Oh, no. I got things mixed. Okay, no, this still checks because he starts talking Bored Apes. Okay, started experimenting Bored Apes. Stayed in touch over the years. He's mentioning very specific. He's starting to talk about very specific content creators too, and I'm like, okay, he's paying attention. He knows. Journey Crypto, bought 2 Murakami seeds, Artifact monoliths, a successful proof of concept. I have a client who was into sneakers, used me to buy the Murakami Artifact Nike Air Force One, blah, 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 cool stuff. Successful. Prove what KTA could do. He's got a thing, a site. Let's go there. It kind of seems real. I would love to advise, by the way. So, but I don't know what this is. Important disclosure. Shop. What are we shopping for? Huh. Seems weird. What are these? I don't think he's not trying to get me to hire him. I think he's asking if I have any. I think he wants more alpha and insights. Maybe he's asking if I again have a Patreon or other content or a way to support. So maybe he's looking to pay me. I don't know, which would be cool. Carbon, I'm expecting at some point a link comes to a meeting that you install it and you're compromised or something like that. Anyway, so helping people, buy up stuff. Again, all his data points and things he mentions they speak of experience. My current perspective, I like NFTs. They're my thing. With crypto missed the real lucrative time. I don't agree there, but he's looking for artists, whatever. Current focus, I'm building this brand with one of the sons of an esteemed Saudi Arabian family. Some of the language is going to get weird. This is where it's going to start sounding weird. Our focus is leveraging our elite network to serve 3 to 5 whale clients who want to build virtual galleries with elite artwork. We handle NFT curation, cold storage, on-off ramping, blockchain education, creating stunning NFT visualizers for digital asset portfolios. All of my brands work on an introduction-only referral basis. I pitch to elite clients. It's intensive work, allows me to focus on fewer high-value clients. Market opportunities. I'm interested in Claire Silver. Thanks for the introduction. Emily Z, Damien Hurst, Snowfro. Again, all names he knows. Like he know this guy knows. I follow you, find your content exceptional, a lot of alpha, interesting perspective. Not many that focus on NFTs. Mentions Crypto Gorilla. So again, everything he's saying speaks. He knows this stuff. Side projects, also exploring Farcaster. I'd love to explore how I might learn more from you, perhaps through a private alpha group, subscription forum, entrepreneurial network for like-minded, whatever. Investment opportunities, leveraging respective networks. Dude, okay, rereading it again. Okay, so it heads there. But I wonder, like, rereading it again, it sounds less sketchy. When I start hearing elite network, high, terms like that, elite network of, blah, blah, blah. Like the, typical, like words we might hear in scammy stuff, that, Spidey or alarm bell kind of stuff. Nothing here sounds crazy. Just sounds like he does know. I'll advise. Pay me a little. I'll advise. Anyway, that doesn't sound crazy. It's just unusual. How about that, right? It's kind of different. I've never had a contact like that. Again, it's very long, but nothing out of that sounds like spit out from AI or so surface level that it can't be real. Everything he's saying is like, it all checks like somebody who kind of understands this space at a certain level. Interesting, right? Imagine if you got that email, and it's 2 at this point, but 2 messages like that, and you'd be like, what? You're like, what the fuck? Not in a bad way, just like, never had that before. So yeah, I'm a little unsure. I'll reach back. This was his wallet, by the way. I'll reach back. I would love to hear. I just would like to hear more. If there's something to do together, if I can get paid doing something, hell yeah, right? But Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It kind of does. It's weird. It kind of does. It doesn't sound scammy. Again, at first, just the nature, I'm like, oh, yikes. And no, his reply seems okay. I'm going to reply back and say, let's chat. The second I get an install link for something, it's like, okay, no. If he's got that Saudi money, I'm going to be charging that Saudi money. You know what I mean? Like advisor, but it don't come cheap. I could help him. I could help this man put together a killer portfolio. I could tell you that. I could tell you that. It's. I'll keep you updated. I will reach back out to him. Again, the site's even a little like, I don't quite get it, but it makes sense if you have 3-4 billionaire friends you're helping invest in crypto. You don't need the craziest website and all, right? Like this could be legit. Yeah. It's interesting, dude. I'll reach back out. Anyway, those are the communications, but seems okay. And that's where I'm at. I think it's like the long play to ultimately get you to install a bad link or some, bad file or something. And so somebody doing that would probably be somebody who knows the space too. That person knows the space. Yeah, the end part. Yeah, the end part about how to learn more from you, private alpha group, subscription forum. And just 10,000 a month and I'll be your advisor. I don't know. Anyway, weird week. Yes. Won't click. Yeah, we'll click nothing. Yeah. All right, what else we got? Let's do we got a DMT video to check out. And not the Bitcoin DMT, we're talking the good DMT. Okay. And this won't, this we don't have much to say about stickers other than I didn't realize. Oh, cute little fucking Cappy. I didn't know the Kongs were doing a sticker pack. Be nice if Henry would come on the show sometime. But it happened. CyberKongs dropped some stickers on TG, and they sold out very fast. I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah, sold out. You buy them on secondary. I think they're like 15-ish. Ton? Is that it? Anyway, the stickers look pretty. They're pretty cute. I like them. Everybody's doing stickers now. It's a quick way to make some money. Everybody's making money. Sappy Seals, Azuki, Bored Apes, Doodles, Pudgy Penguins. Shit, I'm trying to think who else has launched stickers. But I'm pretty damn sure Taproot Wizards are launching a sticker pack. I'm pretty sure. Again, GVC, the Good Vibes are doing a sticker Telegram launch too. Like everybody's going to be launching stickers. They work. Why not? Everybody's okay spending 10, 15, 20 bucks on these things. They don't care if they're worth nothing. It's just support and it's different. So, I like it. At some point, it'll just get a little stale, but also there's smaller supply, so maybe not. I like that projects can raise some money doing this though right now, and they should. They should. So stickers from them. Maybe I'll buy them on secondary just to support. Only thing that's kept me from doing that so far is just buying Ton. Like I go to my wallet, I go to Telegram, I can't just click buy. I've got to go make a Ton wallet or whatever, and then fund it. And it's like that is too many hoops for me to jump through, which isn't many, but it's too many for me to do to do anything. So I'm not. It's kind of dumb, but But it is what it is. I can't do it yet. Confusion. Are you watching? Confusion is like, oh, dude. Okay, thank you. All right, I got okay. All right. I think it's a scam. First off, I don't know if you know how fucking cool it is. To me, like it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's cool to me that a guy that I like respect and I think is just the coolest fucker out there like watches my show. Kevin Abosh watches my show, which is the weirdest thing. Right? Like what's cooler than that? Anyway, he DM'd saying that this is like kind of a scammy thing. So hang on. I hope you don't mind him reading this too, but red flags, trying to impress you with the Saudi Arabia stuff, logical flaws. Warms you up, tries best to drop a weaponized payload on you later. Get a lot of okay. It's good. I think our spidey sense was right, guys. I think our spidey sense is right. By the way, Kevin, would you ever come on the show? Like especially the AI show. Like I've done only once had an AI artist on. I had, Delta Sauce, but man, I would love you on sometime. That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Anyway, he's cool. He's like fucking legend. Dude, it was probably like what a year and a half ago. Some time ago, he had messaged and said he liked the show. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Yeah. All right. Now I don't think I'm gonna reply back. It did feel like that, the long setup thing. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Darn, I got hopeful for a minute that I could actually like make a couple dollars. Darn. Oh well, I'll have to do it the old school way with like hard work and grit and determination, right? Fuck. You guys ready to do some DMT?
You were kind of explaining how our memories reconstruct our experiences on DMT and different types of things.
Well, not on DMT, but
other psychedelics.
Yeah, and in the dream state.
So that's perfect. It doesn't happen on DMT. So like 2 weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, I did DMT last. The first, like I did it, I told you earlier, I did it 3 different times. I like went in 3 times where I did like 6 hits, entered the fucking DMT world.
6?
I think it was 6.
Wow.
Yeah. It wasn't the freebase. It was just a little vaporizer thing.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I closed my eyes, I see aliens doing ballet right in front.
By the way, they have like DMT pens now, like a vape kind of cart thing. If my audio is fucked, sorry. But they have like DMT vape things where you don't have to fucking like get a whole rig out and a buddy to like hold you up and put the thing to your face.
In front of me. Like these creatures, not vivid, but they were just doing ballet, spinning. They were wearing tutus.
Nice.
And then the second time I did it again, and I was looking for the code in the laser.
Yeah.
And then I did it the third time, and I told you I saw just.
All right. I hope he talks more about that, the code and the laser. Do you guys remember that story from 6 months ago? Do DMT and you shine a laser like leveler or a laser at a wall and you see code? Like you actually see code? Weird. Which I think is just like your brain interpreting patterns from the wall, and it's like making them like look like lines and structures and stuff. I don't think the code thing's real. I don't think, but I'm open to it. Hit a pen and saw dancing fairies in the earth. Wow. Dude, I love it. See, they're going to end up talking, they talk about machine elves, and it's an interesting thing because a lot of people, like most people, if you do DMT, you see the same being or entity. You see this machine elf thing.
Like a billion dicks that were etched in this sort of Sanskrit type code. So did I see this stuff because I've heard endless amounts of people talking about seeing aliens on DMT and was expecting to see code in the laser. And I had sort of a preconceptual idea of what I was going to experience on this. Like if I had none of this, if I was coming in blank, would I see the same stuff?
It's hard to answer definitively. I mean, we know that expectation and your set, what you expect. Your brain, as I said before, your brain is a predictor. It kind of it decides what it expects to
Like
see,
AI.
and then it tests it against sensory inputs. I mean, the thing about DMT is that it often seems to transcend all of that. So it seems in many ways entirely independent of set and setting. Set and setting actually become largely irrelevant in many cases. Most people aren't expecting what they, I mean, in a way, it's almost impossible to expect what you experience under the influence of DMT. Could there be an influence, expectation? Could expectation, prediction influence the DMT state? Maybe. But often I think it just completely transcends that. Now, were you expecting to see aliens doing ballet?
No.
Were you expecting to see aliens?
No, but you could say aliens could be similar to elves. They didn't look like elves. They looked like aliens doing ballet, but it's similar, right? It's a similar kind of archetype.
Okay, so let's take the elves, for example. Now, the idea that it's expectation that makes you see elves, this is very commonly used as an explanation for why people see elves. Particularly Terence McKenna is given the blame for this.
Right.
Terence McKenna often spoke about elves. First of all, what do we mean by an elf? Broadly, some kind of small being that's lively, that's jovial, that dances around, bounds around, often in great numbers, so multitudinous beings, right? So Terence McKenna described these, and he's given the blame then. So people, they listen to Terence McKenna, they expect to see elves.
Yeah.
Then when they smoke DMT,
He's polluted the.
He's polluted, right? The kind of the meme sphere or something like that. Now, does that make sense? Well, it could make sense, but then, so let's take the timeline. Let's draw the timeline backwards, pre-McKenna.
Oh, cool. Okay, I need to go back and watch the whole thing. Who here has done DMT? I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, you obviously don't have to say, but I'm curious who. I have 10 times, maybe less, and I've only like gone fucking to the end of the world once. But every time I've gone, I was gonna say every time I've gone far enough to get like my world obliterated. That's not true. Sometimes I've done it where I'm still in my house. I still see everything. One of the coolest times, I gotta say, I wasn't in the other dimension. I was in my living room, and it was really cool, dude. Everything went super HD, and then everything kind of turned into blocks. Like the air became like pixelated and big, sharp, clear blocks. It almost looked like it was like Mario World if Mario was rendered in like photorealistic. And then blocks. So I saw these blocks forming in the air, and they were like, the block was, it was the air itself. It's whatever it looked like in front of me. It was just that, but it was like a 3D block of it, like transparent. I could see through it, but it was like, it was so weird. Everything just got, and I was just looking around, you could see it, and it looks real. And then you're like, the way everything feels, it feels like your head, it feels airy. It feels like your head, right now you think of what it feels like to think, and it feels like it's just small right in here. I'm just like, everything's happening in here. With DMT, it feels like your head is now the size of your house. It feels like everything that you're thinking and processing or whatever, you're thinking all around you instead of like right in your head. It's a weird feeling. That's before you go in. You go from there to all of a sudden everything changes and you start seeing the like colors, patterns, and then it starts like, you're in another land. You don't see your living room. You don't see the room you're in at all. You just see colors and these geometric shapes. And then it starts swirling and you go through this tunnel. And when you go through there, by the way, you're completely lucid, coherent. In fact, you're sharp. It's like if you woke up and went for a run and you drank some coffee and you had a hit of nicotine, like you're sharp. Like juice is flowing. You're good. You feel good, but like sharp. You're not altered in a way like you're stupid, high, fucked up. You're sharp. And you're going through this stuff and you're like observing everything and you're very thoughtful with it. You're like, interesting. You're like, where would that come from? What is that? Like, it's such an experience. But you go through the other side and you end up, for me, like in a universe or a city or whatever, and there's structures and there's things swimming around, and there's to me, I saw snakes, again, buildings. I definitely have seen an entity that I don't know if it is the machine elf that they'll talk about, but a person, and they talk to you, and it's not in English, it's in something. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre, and it's so cool. It's so I just, it's something I really gotta. I think everybody should try once. It's just, it's different from mushrooms. Mushrooms made me feel perspective of everything, but like DMT was so like it what is it? Like it shattered what I knew about like reality. I grew up Christian, and I am not Christian now, right? And I left that so long ago, but I grew up Christian, and after DMT I realized, well, there's something real there, as in there is a whole other thing. Like there is another dimension. There has to be some kind of God. There is something else here that's existing on another plane, because you get to see it then. Something like that. If that's not it, at least you are seeing another dimension. It's like it's like on an old AM FM radio, and you tune the dial and you get different stations. It's like that. It's tuning like how your antenna, I guess, is tuned in, and you're all of a sudden tuned into a different frequency, and you get a different channel. I'm not listening to rock anymore. I'm listening to classical music, and I now am perceiving a whole other station. It's so wild, and it's so cool. And I'm lucky that I didn't have a bad experience. You can have a bad experience. My buddy Dead had a terrifying experience, hasn't touched it again. I get how that could happen. I could get how it'd be terrifying. Ayahuasca would be crazy, dude, because that's hours. Like DMT's 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most, and it feels like forever. I can't imagine ayahuasca actually being, what, 4, 5, 6 hours? I can't imagine. That would scare me. At a rager party with a pen, went insane immediately. Wow. Yeah, see, dude, if you went further, you couldn't get out of the yard. You can't move. Like you're couch locked, right? Because you can't see. You can't see around you. There's nothing. You won't see your feet. You won't see the road in front of you. You don't see anything. That's that next level deep, is you are no longer here. Your brain is here. And again, your brain is sharper than ever. It's totally detached from your body. You don't feel pain. You don't feel anything. But you definitely can't walk or do anything. It's wild. Oh, that's so cool, Carbon. So never heard of it and saw the stuff. Dude, the government does experiments on this, and they got people, apparently, and I think this is real. This is not just like, oh, conspiracy. They had people hooked up to like DMT drips and shit or something. And this is in the realm of astral projecting and telepathy, and I don't know what, but whatever's happening here is real. It's like super real. Yeah. DMT, it's real. I came out of it and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, okay, there's definitely a God. There's definitely other entities or beings out there. Definitely. It's not even now, like I'm years removed from doing it, and I still know that that's real. I know there's something else out there. It's not a question of it's not I believe. I'm like, no, I saw something. I saw shapes and patterns that I've never seen on TV. I've never seen in my dreams. I've seen things, and I've like felt things, and I'm like, they were original. They're original. I've never, like, they weren't influenced by something else. I'd never seen it before. And like, even the way it felt, I've never felt it like it. And so I'm convinced that's real. Like I would, polygraph test or whatever. And, like, do you really believe that? It's like, dude, it's like, as sure as I am that I'm like sitting here right now talking to you guys, as real as this is, it was that real. If in fact, that probably felt more real. Convinced of it. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, our first meetup is going to be fucking weird.
We go into, let's say, the first DMT study ever in the 1950s. Stephen Zara, Hungarian physician, injected DMT into himself. He lived in Hungary at the time, or in Budapest, I believe. That's in Hungary, right? I'm not being stupid.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's in Budapest.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Anyway, he discovered the psychedelic effects of DMT. And in his very first study, one of his subjects, who was I think a nurse who worked at the hospital where he was working, she saw small beings that moved around very, very quickly. She described them as like dwarves. But again, it's the same motif. Lots of little beings that move around very, very quickly. We can draw the line back even further. We go to the Amazonian rainforests, the Yanomami, a particular very large group, an indigenous group in South America. They describe when taking their DMT-based drugs, epena, yopo. So these come from, so yopo comes from, the ground seeds of a tree called Anadenanthera peregrina. They grind up these seeds to form a powder, and then they snort it. Or in fact, they put in have you heard about this? A long tube up to like a yard long. You still use yards in this part of the world?
Yeah.
Anyway, about a yard long, and they fill it with sometimes like 1 or 2 teaspoons of this powder, and then it goes into your nose.
Whoa.
And then I blow it, force like a shotgun mode of administration, fires it into your head.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah, you've heard of this. There's another one called epena, which comes from the dried resin of a genus called Virola. There are various species that are used that contain DMT, right? And these tribes, indigenous groups, if you like, describe seeing multitudinous beings that are so numerous that you can never get to the end of them, that are lively, that are brightly colored, that dance and sing, and they call them the Hekura. And these are very important in their cosmology, in their way of seeing reality, and they come dancing when you, after inhaling this snuff, and they enter your chest and they fill your chest up, and you have to keep them there, and that. So your body effectively becomes the home of these beings, which help you and protect you and guide you throughout your life. And then when you die, they exit, they leave you again, and they enter the forest, and maybe they will enter another shaman or something like this. So you have a whole mythos around beings that you might call elves, right? We would call them elves. They call them Hekura. So the idea that Terence McKenna is responsible for people seeing lively, giggling beings, which he called machine elves, but really we're just talking about small beings that take various forms, but they're unified by their character. It's not Terence McKenna. I mean, this goes back perhaps thousands of years, people seeing the same kind of beings. And you can say the same thing about mantids, mantis-type alien beings. Now, this, of course, features in ufology and alien abduction experiences. But again, the Yanomami, they have this one class of being that they see under the influence of these psychedelic drugs is called the Warusinari, which are a fearsome insect-like being that will seize you and that will feed on the fat of children. I mean, it's really quite horrible.
Yeah.
Now, if you compare that to modern trip reports, people always describe these mantis-like beings, and they almost always are, if not negative, at least kind of cold and ruthless and calculating. People describe being dismembered. You get these dismemberment scenarios where their whole body is torn apart and their organs flung away.
This is on what drug?
DMT.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's quite a common, or not, certainly not a rare experience under the influence of psychedelics. And so you have people now in the modern era who have known nothing about shamanistic mythos, basically recapitulating these dismemberment reconstruction scenarios that are described by these indigenous peoples in South America that they have understood and experienced for hundreds, thousands of years. So it's not the idea that everything you experience under the influence of DMT is just because you've heard stories. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's fascinating shit. Dude, I'm kind of scared to do any stuff like that right now, but I think I'm emerging from that. Yeah, I think I'm emerging. Even yesterday, getting out for a bit, going down to the city, which, by the way, I think I need to live in a city at some point. whatever I'm doing, it's probably like all you guys, but like multiple screens, listening to probably 3 or 4 things at the same time, like a show on here, music on my phone, something in my ear, like I just so much at once. And so when I'm in the city, I feel so like peaceful. So like downtown Chicago, I just eat it up, like horns blaring, sirens, people walking. I need that. I need to live in a city. I want to throw something on the screen here. A not new meme coin, but interesting. I just haven't followed, but unstable coin. Don't know if people are already, pretty aware of this here. But unstable coin. I'm just going to put it up here. But by the way, do not buy anything yet just because of anything I'm putting on the screen. I don't know that I don't know contract address is legit or anything. So let's see. Yeah, okay. Looks like it was the right one. Okay, so unstable coin. Creator awards for via PumpFun are now live for USDUC. 100% of these fees will go into creating a sustainable flywheel at scale. Thanks to Alon and the PumpFun team for their support. You are not prepared. I like the meme unstable coin. Like, it's a great meme. I like it a lot. PumpFun replied, "We must depeg the world," and Alon replied, "Circle's fucked." I don't know what they're doing, but those things, I should be paying more attention early. That's a great meme. Unstable coin. So this thing just ripped from 7-8 mil up to 11-12, all-time high 30 mil. I don't know. I think it's funny. Grabbed a little. Of course, I'm buying the top because I just bought during this pump, but I think that tweet came out 15 minutes ago. So let's see if there's a little more pump coming out of that. Was that actually, it was a bit earlier, so let's say 20 minutes ago. But yeah, let's see if that picks up a little more traction and it can get a little flip. Otherwise, whatever. Just want to feel alive. Dude, funny. It just doesn't happen ever. But I told my wife, I'm like, we got to do this way more. We got to get out. Was long overdue. In fact, probably going to go back in the next 2 weeks and maybe get a hotel for a night or two and bring the kids, just have a nice family outing. Today's gonna be weird. My kid's getting a car. Son's getting a car. I'm going to give him a little money towards it. I sold one of my GVCs. He doesn't know, but to help him out a little bit. It's weird. He's moving off to college in 3 weeks. Life goes fast, man. Fast. He's still I picture a little kid and he's not. Crazy. By the way, there's a collection dropping in 3 days that I think is gorgeous. Aluan Wang, probably say it wrong. It's been years and I still don't know. But dude, wonderful collection dropping on Verse, I'm pretty sure. And what's so cool, it's so cool when you see his art. It you always, I love with I mean, for me, generative art, but any art, you always feel the components that come from prior collections, what's kind of come forward. What's cool with this one is ahead of time, you can go on the website and generate seeds, right? So you can go and experiment with outputs. In fact, you get to draw them. So you actually put it, you plot it. I'll show you. So you plot out the points and then you save your seeds and there's a whole market that you can sell your seeds. So I can go and I can draw. It's probably to kill my browser here, but I can go draw. I can put these dots here. And then you do these lines. So paths and points. And then you see your output. So I'm going to click generate seed. We'll see what the output looks like. And you can just do this as much as you want, right? And then when it renders, and it might take a minute or two, if you like it, you save it, because when mint comes, and they actually have a really interesting mint mechanic. But when mint comes, you can mint the seed you've generated. And if you spent a lot of time and you just made a killer seed, a killer output, well, I'll show you in a minute, but there's a marketplace now where you list those seeds. So if I just compose the coolest looking thing and most people can't figure out how I got it, list it for $50, list it for $5, list it for $1, list it for 300, I don't know, whatever, list it. And if other people like your seed, that means, when it's mint time, they can buy that specific output. Yeah, it's a cool idea to have a marketplace for that stuff. Yeah, it's just different. Now, also interesting here. When the mint goes live, this is at most a 2000 edition collection, and I'm going to get the times wrong, but this general idea: every 5 minutes, or let's say 10 minutes, the maximum edition size or whatever comes down. So it'll go from 2000 max to then maybe 1999, 98, 97, 90, right? It'll keep counting down. So the longer the mint stays open, the less pieces can be minted. So you get to the point where, hey, if nobody's minting, or if 5 people mint and it's just dragging on, well, maybe it's an of 5 edition collection. I like it. Yeah, it's super, I don't know, cool, innovative, different. You know? What's up, Parasis? Dude, yeah. Hey, usually on the weekends, we get into that shit. We do the alien. We'll do some politics and some chemicals and conspiracy theory shit. Yeah. And we got to do more. I still keep wanting to do a show that's just that stuff. Just, like, I don't want to just go into it casually. I'd want to prep and plan and have topics and have them researched. You do a show like that, you gotta do a show. You gotta do it justice. So at some point, we'll get a show like that going. Yeah, it's probably dumb of me to buy into the pump. Like, there's nobody around. There's not a lot of volume right now. Although, I mean, this has got some volume. Anyway, it was probably stupid. It was probably really stupid. Whatever. I think actually if I go to, yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is the one I just made. So here's two I fucked around with before. I don't know what you do that alters the color. I don't think I'm gonna mint the collection, so otherwise I would have spent more time experimenting with it. So I don't know what alters the color, like, of the paper. But there you go. So I like place some dots and you see some like kind of leaves and whatever there. And then here, I mean, this one's beautiful. Yeah, this doesn't render well. Browser issue. So I can't even view these really full screen, but like super pretty. And this one too. He's one of my favorite generative artists. I love this guy. Collected a lot of his stuff. But anyway, you hit a really nice output. Like, that's crazy. But here, I'll show you at least the marketplace. So here's the outputs other people have made, and they're really diverse. Yeah, see, generative art has a lot of that. That's why I've just loved generative art. It's like, there was even a meta or a phase where it was like interactive NFTs, like you touch them and they do stuff. I missed that, but generative art is just fun to me. It's like yeah, I love it. But anyway, really cool outputs like all over the place. Like, how'd this guy get yellow? Yeah, let's see, it won't generate. How'd they get yellow flowers? That's so cool. Like, lots of experimenting gets you to the point where I don't know what affects the colors and stuff like that. Again, paper color, and then like I saw like the orange branches. This looks like a Zancan almost. Like, get that kind of green, black paper. I don't know how you get the circle kind of framing of it, but so cool. So now so the marketplace you're seeing here is pre-mint. They're just the seeds. You can buy it, and then on mint day, $45 to mint the output. So you're looking at, like, if you get this, $35 for the seed on the seed, and then another 45 to mint it. This one's so cool. Like, come on, $50 to own the seed, and then 45 to mint it. It's a cool as hell collection. Like, so cool. And yeah, some people are listed. I've seen some listed for $1. I've seen some for $5. And there's some that are in the hundreds. I don't know if a single one is sold, by the way. I guess, how do you get the neon green? Like, so cool. So cool. Cooler if these were selling. I don't know if it's a bad sign that nothing has. Well, let me check. Seeds purchased from the seed marketplace will appear here. Yeah, I don't think anybody's bought any of these. Unless it's just showing what I've bought. So that could be. Yeah, not a great sign if they're not selling. Still, it's a great idea. And he's a fucking phenomenal artist. Phenomenal. Like, again, one of my favorites. Chaos Theory and Chaos. Fuck, I'm so bad with names. But on FxHash, I own every collection he's done, and he's amazing. He's just one of my favorites. Chaos Research is my favorite one. Love that one. He's great. Okay, wow, down pretty bad. Down pretty fucking bad on that buy. That was stupid. I hope nobody followed me. Really stupid. Really dumb. Fucking idiot. What can you do? All right, let's scan the timeline real quick, see if there's any last stories. And then I'm probably going to go take a little nap because I did not get much sleep. I don't ever nap really, but Will is really pushing the content. GG's to him. He's trying to angle to be the Virtual's X lead, which would be great. They need like a customer service kind of thing. Keep your eyes on Modest still. I mention him almost every week now. I mean, he's like the biggest up and coming dude. Artist coin ripping. I like it. I like what FxHash is doing. I know there's a lot of artists having trouble like wanting to do a token. I get it. But it's, don't let the shitty meme coin stuff dirty what a token is. Just because people speculate and do trashy stuff with it doesn't mean tokens inherently are trash. Go see Superman. I'm going to try to go see it again today. Seen it like 5 times, but only like once in the theater. So I need to go back and see it in the theater. Fantastic Four next week. And I'm going to do the drive-in, and they're going to show Fantastic Four and Superman, which is like fucking wet dream. Caitlin Clark's a badass. I love her. Yep. All right, I think we're good. Just anything else I might have missed, guys, that kind of is a big deal out there, let me know. Otherwise, I think we are wrapping. Dude, cool. Yeah. No, I feel the same. It was fun. Dude. It was a family movie. My kids loved it. Okay, a week removed from it. And still, I didn't know if they were saying they liked it because dad liked it kind of thing. They fucking loved it. They brought a friend as well. By the way, ages, I think the friend is 16 and my girls are 14, 13. And the friend came over and I was watching it on TV, right? Because I got that, whatever stream of it. And she's like, "Can he cast it up here?" She loves it. The young, like, it's polling like it's doing very well with younger people. It's fun. It's lighthearted. It's like good action, great acting, fun enough story. Like it's fun, man. I hear Jurassic sucks, and I hear Fantastic Four is great. So we'll see. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So cool. It's such a cool movie. Over on Abstract. It's right. Dude, I missed that too, dude, a lot. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to rally him for even like just a random ass show, right? Oh, the Anaki are fucking wild. Yep. Clayface, Supergirl, and then World's Finest, and then there's something else coming that he hasn't said. But you know what I think he's doing is going like Frankenstein. Yeah, Lantern Show will be cool. Bride of Frankenstein is what he's doing too. I think he's going like horror monster stuff. Solomon Grundy or whatever his name is, and yeah, hang on. DC Comics horror. I think he's going that direction. I think he's going like horror, a Swamp Thing. I just my gut feeling, because James Gunn has said it's not going where people think. I don't think it's going superheroes and cosmic. It is going cosmic too, but I think it's going like monsters. So Swamp Thing, something like what's his name? This Savage guy. What's his name? Forgetting his name. Is it Randall Savage? Like the 300-year-old guy? Heroes and monsters, right? Exactly. I think it's going monsters. Lean into the horror shit. Okay. See, I gotta watch that. I'm trying to think who else. Like Jonah Hex would fit in this stuff too, I think. So Solomon Grundy, I think, fits. Oh, dude, Constantine. Right? Constantine would be perfect. I think Dead Man, I think, would be perfect. So come on. I think this is where he's going. Dead Man, Swamp Thing, Sandman, American Vamp. This is all DC stuff. Like, I know it's not all tied into Batman, but they could totally tie it in. Lucifer, Hellblazer. I wonder. Constantine would be cool. Yeah, I think they're going this direction. It'd be cool shit. Dude, I think we're right. I think that's it. He's in or he's not in? Because there was an interview yesterday. It makes it sound like he's not going to be the Batman for this universe. Like they're definitely doing Batman 2, but he's not announcing the casting of who's going to be the Batman in the Brave and the Bold movie. Which either means because they got their Batman or because they don't want to take away from Batman 2 and announce another Batman. Yeah, I guess I was reading more that it sounded like it's not going to be Pattinson, but we shall see. Hey, hang on. This will be our last thing, I think. What if 3I or L, whatever that is, Atlas isn't a comet? What if it's something else, something engineered? Media won't touch it. What is there something heading our way? We've had interstellar visitors before. Oumuamua. I don't know if I ever get that right. Oumuamua. It's bigger and brighter and on a path that, by cosmic standards, defies probability. Its route happens to take it past Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Odds of that happening are roughly 1 in 10 million. It's not drifting through the solar system. It's touring it. Huh. It's traveling against the flow. See, it just sucks you can't ever trust any of these accounts, so who knows? But that's cool. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. All right. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. I liked when the idea was they were going to have it was all going to be like Elseworlds. Every story's independent. I think they'll just do both. They'll have a main continuity and then they'll have like Elseworld stuff, so it can be a different Batman and a different this and that and whatever it is. It's fun right now, so I'm digging it. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope your day is absolutely freaking phenomenal. Do one last check on Bitcoin 118. Solid. GG's to VPay. Congrats. 100%. Lots more good stuff ahead. Love those guys. Appreciate you too, man, Carbon. And all you guys tuning in. Appreciate you. Back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. No, I'm sorry, 8 a.m. Eastern time, same time. Hopefully we got some fun stuff to talk about. We always do. Hopefully some cool market shit though. So anyway, you guys have a great one. We'll see you later. Goodbye.